Hello, guys. Archie Luxury, your pontiff on the Archie Luxury channel. Have we got an action-packed show for you today? Yes, guys. We have got a great topic today. What are the best Omega watches to collect? Omega. Now, I got to tell you guys, for myself, I love Omega. Omega is a great way to go. I love it. I love Omega. The reason I love Omega is because it's not Rolex. Look, I love Rolex. Don't get me wrong, but Rolex has become too damn successful. They kind of destroyed it. You know, it's too in. And when anything is that popular, it's just wrong. Guys, let's run the intro. I got the snake joining. Thank you, Snakey. Mike, the snake, my good friend. He is a great friend. We got the snake joining. I like my snake. Good guy, good friend, good guy. Just an all-rounder. Let's start the intro. Oh, get Mikey on. Mikey, add to stream. Mikey, what's he not? We're both pressing the button. Hey, Mikey. How are you?
I'm okay.
That's great. I'm going to run the intro, Mikey. We'll come back and talk watches. Hey guys, it's Archie Luxury and welcome to the Archie Luxury channel. Guys, just before we start the show, remember Archie Luxury official merch available at archieluxury.com. archieluxury.com for all your merch. Speaking of merch, we got the Rancher in the house. Hello, Mr. Rancher.
Hello, Pontiff. How are you?
Hey, I got to tell you something there, Rancher. I'm sick and tired of Rolex. I just want an alternative, okay?
Patek.
I think a lot of people have felt that way for a long time.
I got to tell you, the problem with Patek is it's very delicate. That's like you remember you had these clothes you're not allowed to dry clean.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. That's what a Patek's like. You can't really get.
You had clothes that you dry clean only.
Yes.
You can wash them.
Yeah, you couldn't wash them. You had to take them to the cleaners.
And I got to be totally honest with you, Clive.
And then they took you to the cleaners, actually. But since you're already there, it was a short trip for them. Yes.
So, I got to be totally honest with you. I like Rolex, but it's just so difficult to get. It's just such a pain in the fucking ass. And also, it's so much money.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the games and the bullshit. And Tudor is starting to get as bad.
Yeah.
It's almost.
This aspect of the watch world is
Tudor's
the
like
shitty
Rolex
part.
Tudor is where Rolex was like 2017. So
now,
if you wait like a year, the Tudors will come in. But if you want to get one like this year's model, too fucking bad.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you remember with Tudors? Do you remember when they were absolute? How do I put this? Do you remember when tuna was absolute dog shit? Early 2000s.
Yeah, they're unwanted, unloved, unappreciated.
Right, and you know those type of watches they really fucked them up. Now I'm just going to bring this up on the screen. And I just want to say to you, Bear, say to you, Clivers, Tuna had some really fucking interesting watches. This is what nearly killed Tuna in America. Have a look at this. Tuna in the 2000s, they had things. Now, I remember the Tiger Woods. Remember the Tiger Woods was okay, but they had things like
I still look at a Tiger today, and I'm thinking, I should have got one of those when they were like 2000. They doubled.
Yes. Tudor also
weren't they not available in America for a while, for a period?
Correct. Look at this. Look at this Tudor here. This was the Tudor. This was their date just. You notice how they went to the maxi case? Very maxi. They were kind of experimenting. You know what Tudor's been to? You know what I think Tudor is? It's like the kid in high school, right? Who always did what his parents, super conservative, right? So to put it into perspective for cars, because a lot of car enthusiasts there, they would have had an Oldsmobile, Clive. They weren't Cadillac or Buick people, but they were decent stock. Does that make sense?
They were a little bit nicer. Yeah, they weren't. They looked down on Pontiac just a little bit. Just a tiny bit.
Yeah, and what they would do is he would wear those 1950s. They're kind of like the shorts that I wear. You know, he would have his shirt tucked in. He'd just be very, very conservative. And that's kind of what Tudor did. It was so uncool. It was nerdy, okay?
Well,
Tudor could have got a job in Revenge of the Nerds.
Tudor is Rolex's younger brother, because at first Tudor had to settle for all of Rolex's hand-me-downs.
Correct. And then what happened is Tudor
went through like a hipster phase to where Rolex went button down and started getting the mortgage and the wife and the 3 kids and the sport utility vehicle. Tudor instead didn't get the high-stress job. He grew a long beard, got some piercings, and got a job as a barista and has a loft downtown that mom and dad's trust fund is really paying for. And Tudor would do some stuff that Rolex wouldn't. But on the other hand, now barista Tudor is now in his starting to hit late 20s, early 30s, and I'm thinking, oh shit. I had better start making some long range plans here.
Yes. Long range plans.
I'm not going to be a barista. I can't be a barista when I'm 45. Jesus Christ. I can't work in a sandwich shop. I better start taking plays out of.
Yes. Speaking of 45-year-old, here we go. Baristas. We've got Ali. How are you?
Baristas. I've got a Starbucks in my hand and I'm a barista.
Is there anything wrong with being a 45-year-old barista? Can I ask you that?
I think my life would have gone completely awry if I became a 45-year-old barista. I don't know that there's anything wrong with it.
No, I don't see anything wrong with it either. In fact, in my country, Clive, a barista is a high-end lawyer. You know that? I don't know how they do it. Barista, same thing, aren't they?
Yeah, but he's saying barista.
Oh, okay.
It's a different word.
Yeah. But someone who works.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Barrister's cool. No problem with that. I mean, a barista's cool too.
The thing with tuna is,
on the other hand, the barista, a good one, could do latte art and draw like a little rose and draw like a Tudor rose on top of your latte.
Yeah, as you made the.
See how I brought together? Do you?
Yes.
Yep.
Ollie, we're talking Tudor. I don't know if you've been watching.
No, I saw an opportunity to jump on to repay Archie the favor from Tuesday night. So
we've likened Tudor. We're likening Tudor to Rolex, and Clivers is kind of considering Tudor the son that chose to grow long hair and open a.
Well, they're brothers. Rolex and Tudor are brothers. Okay?
Yeah.
So
he's the younger brother. I'm just trying to lay things out for Ollie. That's all. Now you guys can carry on from there.
So tell me this: if Rolex was a person, how old would Rolex be as a person?
I'd say early 30s. He's been his 20s.
Shit.
Yeah, because here's why. Because he's probably like 15 years behind Rolex, like Tudor is. And Tudor's realizing, this barista job was fun just to say I have a job and
yes.
But Mom, the trust fund's going to quit picking up the rent checks for the loft, and I can't be doing. I'm about to turn 30. I need a
real job.
Yeah, I need a real job. I need to get a real house. I need a retirement and some, some medical care, and I need to. Hey, what's Rolex is doing? Big Brother Rolex is doing pretty well. What the hell is he doing again? Okay, I'm gonna start trying that.
Yeah.
And what would Rolex work as a job? What sort of job would he have?
Corporate, completely corporate.
Sorry,
corporate.
Why are we DSM-5ing the brands?
Yes, because what we're trying to do is, Ali, we're trying to look at why Tudor, in the early 2000s, they nearly died. They died in America. Okay, they had to pull out because it was far too conservative. They have these things at the side here, and they killed.
And with 4 kids, we know if there's one thing Archie hates to do, it's pull out.
That's exactly right. So I've got to say to you, man, Tudor itself, Ali, what's your favorite Tudor? Favorite Tudor of all time? Favorite Tudor?
Yeah.
Favorite Tudor of all time? It's going to be the Snowflake sub.
Okay, sapphire or plastic?
Impartial on that account.
Okay.
I'd almost say Tiger chronograph. That one has really been growing on me, but
very thick, Clive. It's a very thick watch.
Oh yeah, well, any Tudor is. It's like the Archie of watches.
Oh, we got a super chat. Sorry, I missed the super chat. Very big apologies to Thomas Burnett. Thomas Burnett, £2. It's Thursday night live with the Pontiff. Blue shirt Buddha. Blue shirt Buddha. Yeah, I actually miss the blue shirt Buddha.
I never met the fella, but I only heard fabulous things. So
yeah, he was very much. I got to tell you something, Ali. You remind me a lot like him. Similar temperament. Very cool. Just spoke his piece. Never. How would you put it? Never.
Never badmouthed.
Yeah.
Anyone.
Never badmouthed anyone. Very much like Ali.
I have no such compunction myself.
I've got to say, Ali, my favorite Tudor. I got to be honest with you. So sorry, guys. I'm going to have to say this. The Black Bay I had, the Burgundy Black Bay, that was my favorite Tudor. I thought, in hindsight, I actually really miss it now.
It's an excellent watch, man. There's no, you don't have to hate to say it. It's a great watch.
You probably should have got rid of that one.
Look, you know what? Watches, if the biggest regret you've got in life is getting rid of a few watches, geez, your life's not so bad, Clovers. I got a lot more bigger fuck-ups I've had committed in my life, I can tell you that. Thomas Burnett, £2, a good Omega to collect, Seamaster 300 Spectre. Ooh, what do you think of that?
I don't think it's a good one to collect. I assume and I don't know because I'm joining late. When you say collect in terms of like value over time,
I think what he means is just a good general all-round Omega.
It is a good general all-round Omega. I hate the ticky-tack style bracelet.
Yeah.
So I'd even consider throwing it on the NATO as a permanent edition, but you have broader strap options. But yes, it's a beautiful watch. It really is a beautiful watch.
You know, the problem with that watch is, of course, is that it is
pull it up, Arch.
The problem with it is, I've got it up. Look at this. This is the Spectre. The problem is it's expensive. These are actually expensive, Ali. They're not so cheap, are they? You know what I mean?
No, they are they are expensive, and this happens to be the Omega.
I thought they were
my daughter.
Sorry?
So this happens to be my daughter's first luxury watch. This is the one that I bought for her.
Wow, a Spectre.
Yeah,
with the,
and
with the lollipop hands.
Yes, with the lollipop hands. Yeah, and it's a beautiful watch. I mean,
Ollie, how many kids do you have, Ollie?
I have one biological daughter, and I have a stepson.
Okay, just curious. Of course, it's a lot really easier to buy a child a luxury watch if you don't have 4 of them. Don't you agree?
Sure. I wasn't criticizing anybody for not buying
their
kid.
I wasn't criticizing anyone directly anyway.
You know, Ali, I want to ask you something. I think sometimes the worst thing you can do,
watch, and your daughter has good taste.
Yeah, that's a beautiful watch. The worst thing I think you can do sometimes is push people into the hobby, and then they can't make their own discoveries.
Yeah, I mean, coincidentally, my daughter, she started with a hobby by just rating my watches.
Super chat.
Oh, I see. She rated your watches.
That's how it started, yeah.
Why don't you try rating some super chats?
Yes, sir. Super chat. Here we go. We've got a super chat here for Jean-Claude Beaver, $3. 2254 is still the value piece to grab, not for long. And speaking of value, hello, Mr. Clooney. How are you?
What a great topic. It's hard to resist. It's hard to resist a good topic. It's hard to resist a good topic, guys.
Hey, Bear Man, how's your recovery coming?
Oh, great, man. Thank you for asking. Actually, to be honest with you, today I went up the stairs 3 flights without any assistance, holding any rail or anything. And then I felt
fabulous.
And then I came back down and I went up again just to show off.
Oh, that's fantastic, man.
Yeah,
I tell you what, Bear, I inflamed my SI joint, which is kind of in the same area, and holy mother of God, that hurt. Jesus, excruciating pain.
What do you mean, Cliver? You have a hip problem?
Well, the SI joint.
SI joint.
It's the joint, but basically, yeah, it's like a hip joint, more or less. Inflamed it on one side. Just
Brother, go and get an X-ray and see what they say. Because why would you suffer if you don't have to suffer?
I actually went to my chiropractor, and a few sessions were able to take care of it. And just said,
yeah, that's what I was doing too. But that's just Band-Aid. Let's be honest.
Well, the pain is already down drastically. It's just like just keep the ice up and no twisty for a while. Let it heal.
All right. So I want to chirp in on this Omega collecting thing. Okay. If I may, Pontiff, I do want to give you my list of what I would recommend for those who want to buy Omega these days. That has a potential to hold the value. That has a potential to maybe even increase in value. And that actually I think are gorgeous watches. So I would like to start with the Tribute 1957 set.
Bear, the Tribute 1957 set.
Yeah, I would really like to say that, to me, in my opinion, that's a very rare opportunity to actually buy something that's of high quality, limited, truly limited. Historically important.
Just before we go there, I just want to say hello to Showcase Watchers, who's in the chat there. 2254. That's the Sword Hand Seamaster.
Showcase. This is an Omega discussion. Why the hell are you not here?
And and actually, if you don't want to go for the whole trilogy, or you cannot find the trilogy, then I would say that from that trilogy, even though Rail Master is my favorite, I would say the best buy is actually the CK 2915 re-edition, the Broad Arrow Speedy. And I think that's a great watch to buy as a collectible, and watch that you're not going to lose money in a long run.
You know, what's interesting about the trilogy too, now that you bring it up, Bear, is that compared to like the 3861, even the Ploprof or the 321, the trilogy is probably more acquirable.
Yep.
Yeah. You got good point there. You got a very good point there.
And the trilogy is excellent. You're right. I totally agree with you.
Have
Now,
you guys
Ali,
touched on Thomas Burnett super chat for
sorry,
£2?
super chat, Thomas Burnett, £2. Seamaster Planet Ocean Ultra Deep 6,000 meter thoughts. Absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. It's incredible. Absolutely out of this world. We will move on to that.
I will take a directly opposite approach to Bear. And I think Omega does offer a lot of stuff in the back categories. Not these wait, there's another super chat. Why don't you get it?
Sure. Thank you so much there. We've got another super chat here from SD43, £2. Can we show Ali some respect and move him up? Yes, I totally get that. We'll move him. I'm just moving him now.
Actually,
we'll
move me down. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, we'll just move you down, of course. I got to say something. The only thing about the trilogy, Ali, I want to ask you, you know, when you buy the trilogy as a set of 3, there is a slight variation on the dial. Did you realize that, don't you? You know, they have that.
That is my understanding.
I realize that. I'm just talking general speed. I'm talking modern watches. I'm not talking vintage. If I may finish my list, so my second choice you guys touched on, and I agree with you 100%. That it would be my second choice is the Omega Seamaster 300 Spectra. I think that Spectra, the 300, is quite different from the standard, right? It is the first of all, when they changed the dial, removing the 12 numerals, and they moved the logo up. The bezel is not standard diving bezel, which is 12-hour scale. It is a watch that I personally think has a great potential. It's not corny, it doesn't carry anything James Bond logo-like, but it is associated with a brilliant Daniel Craig as the James Bond. So that would be my second choice. The third choice is actually something
let's take a break. Let him get a couple of super chats.
Super chat, Juco Ted, $5. Ali's face is worth at least $5. You betcha. Thank you.
Hey, a little more than $5. Come on. But thank you, Duco Ted.
And we got Van Lux, $2.80 Californian for Ali's face. Look at this. Ali, you are the big draw card for today.
Yeah. He's always a wonderful guest. The third choice I have, and I'd like to hear your opinion on that, is one of my favorite speedies, which is the Alaska Project, which I think still has upside. I still see this watch as something very unique. Yep. I'm picking this over the Tintin because I think it has the higher upside on this watch, and I think it hasn't achieved yet full potential. I believe this watch will end up in a range of 35,000, while at the moment it can be picked up for 15, 14, and it is a remarkable timepiece. So that would be my choice for that. And then my fourth choice is actually one of my favorite watches, which unfortunately did not have the bracelet, but I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And if it has a bracelet, I would just buy that and forget the 3-1. That would be the first Omega in space. Beautifully proportioned. Go ahead.
Just very quickly, Phoenician Cedar, $2. Nice cardigan. Arch, do they make them for men? No, it's ladies only. Sorry. I don't think they do, but don't worry about it. I've got another 5 to 10 years left in this cardigan. Okay.
And the last choice actually is something else I've been looking into. I love broad arrow speedies. I genuinely do. And this one is kind of like a nice choice. It's still relatively attainable. It's not. It has again the aesthetics from the original from 1957. and it is CK2915. It is the 60th anniversary trilogy limited edition. To me, these are 5 modern Omegas that are good buy, good collecting pieces, and something that has potential to actually keep the value or even slightly increase, because at the moment they're not overpriced.
Bear, I'm going to ask you to actually, before there's another super chat before I ask Bear a question. Sorry.
Thanks.
Here we go. Super chat from Kesslerwitz. Kesslerwitz, $5. Pull up your favorite dealer, David SW. 2 watches listed for $28,000 US. What's better value, Patek 5227 Black Dial Calatrava or Lorient Furrier annual calendar?
You know what I call this, Archie? Kesslerwitz throwing you a softball.
Yep.
A softball. Why a softball?
Yeah, from one Patek fanboy to other Patek fanboy.
He's tossing you a nice, easy pitch, so you could then lay on the bat.
He's throwing.
Yeah, we know you, Kesslerwitz.
Softball.
Hey, listen, we read between the lines. Come on.
Yeah.
Underhanded to overhorned.
Yeah.
So this is the Lorient Ferrier. We're just pulling it up now. This is I'll just get this up for him. Holy shit.
Ew.
Do you like this sort of stuff? $28,000. It's an annual calendar, 40 mil, nice size.
Oh.
It's, what do we have here? It's, what's the case? Stainless steel. It's steel. Okay, fair enough. It's a lot of money. I got to be totally honest with you. I'm completely thinking, I'm thinking you've got to go. You'd be crazy to go anything but Patek on this. Why would you go for it? I'd have to go Patek. Patek is an icon.
Guess what? It will approve that, and then you can hold the hands and walk around the Hyde Park and whistle "God Save the King." That's pretty much.
Dude, that manual wine. I don't know that Laurent Ferrier is a beautiful watch, man.
Guys, I'm going to go to a local watchmate, so I must take my leave of you.
Why are you already leaving? I just fucking wanted to talk to you about it. We're talking watches for a change, for fuck's sake.
Well, I'm actually going to a place and I can see other people's watches. I have a prior commitment to go there.
Oh, you guys have a watch guy meeting?
Yeah, I call it Red Barn.
Okay, Red Barn. Okay. Have a good time, Cliver. Have a good time, man.
You all, guys. Bear, I can talk all day about Omega. We'll come back.
Hey, have fun. Have fun, Rancher.
Hey, Rancho, did you like my choices? By the way, the choices for modern Omega.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
Ciao, amigo.
Thanks.
Oh, I've got to tell you there, Bear. Honestly, am I the only one who says Patek is better? I just think it's iconic brand.
It is iconic. I mean, it's a very safe bet, but like a value can mean two different things. The Laurent Ferrier is a better horological value.
I agree.
Right. So for me, it's the Laurent Ferrier, but that I have my bias. I'm not a huge fan of Patek in general.
I agree with that. I would also pick the Laurent Ferrier in this situation.
So actually, I did want to ask you a question, Bear, about the Omega, though, if I can.
Yeah, please.
So I was with you on your list with one exception, Alaska Project.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Alaska Project to me is way too much of a style niche. It's not timeless.
I see.
Right. So I wanted you to expand on why you feel that has more of an upswing in the modern Omegas.
Primarily because it's one of those very significant and unique pieces from Speedmaster line. It's very different. That hasn't reached its full value potential, in my opinion. So this watch was presented in Baselworld 2008, And as you know, it was tribute to prototypes that were developed for that classified Alaska project, right? From which it got its name. So it's not only it's limited, it's only 1,970 pieces based on that year, right? And so it's a limited in its number, and usually these kind of limited pieces with white dials, with unique look, with contrast of red and white, they would skyrocket in price. And I think this is going to skyrocket in price, just like a Tintin at one point it did, right? Like I always say, green for the win for the Rolex. But in the case of the Speedmasters, modern Speedmasters, the different colored dial that possesses something unique and attractive is always getting a lot of attention. I would say that this watch right now is probably. I mean, it has uniqueness like a rocket heads that are
Yeah,
in
the
red.
subdials are unique. So those points are good. Like the subdials are unique. The white dial, the
Right.
contrast, the smaller bezel in general, it does take a departure from most of the speedies that we know. So that's fair. Okay.
And also, if you're looking at the trend, how pricing went, it rose like a half fast in the beginning, and it kind of slowed down, held steady. And being that's an incredibly special, limited edition timepiece, I am only speculating that the price will rise over time. So I honestly believe that this watch is more special than Tintin all day long, every day. So I'm just thinking because of that, and I personally really love it to a point that I bought Moonswatch Mars just because it resembles this watch. So I have a personal love for this timepiece as well.
Okay. All right.
How delicate is that bit on the Alaska project? How delicate is that add-on bit? Can I ask you? I haven't heard any reports of that.
I don't know, Archie. What do you mean? I'm a little bit.
You know, like you can take it off that big thing. You know, that big external.
The protective puck. Yeah. So how delicate is that?
Yeah.
I don't think it's delicate at all.
Okay.
I honestly don't.
So, in terms of Omega as a whole, right now, Bear mentioned, the pieces that he thinks will increase as collector's pieces,
right,
in time.
Right.
But as a company, like the watches, like just the standard Black Bay, that's been out for a while, and the P01, which is nobody's even heard of, which is kind of a cool watch. It's kind of quirky, but and the Pelagos. These are all like good, solid watches that are probably going to ride the coattails of the collectors' watches, and I think over time,
no,
you're not going to lose money.
Modern Tudor has a zero potential to be collectible.
You don't think so?
No,
think
no.
in
It's
10
just
years?
a very good watch. It's a very good watch, mass produced. There's zero collectability. Maybe something small like FXD first year with a special stamp in the bag. But even then, or some delusional people who believe that smiley face with at the moment will fetch the premium, which never really happened. Tudor is just not a brand that is in position to do that. What future is going to bring, I don't know. But the pieces they're producing presently are just not there, and they're not meant for it.
Yeah, I agree with Bear, Mike.
Yeah.
I would say though, Bear hinted at this. I think this year in particular, Tudor gave customers what they wanted, and if Tudor keeps doing that, they have an opportunity in the next few years to have some key releases that will be collectible in the future, but they're definitely not there right now.
Correct. And I'm looking forward to that because I start to be intrigued and excited about Tudor's future. I think they're slowly, really becoming. I know that many will call them one pony show, Black Bay pony show, But in all honesty, that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. I think they're slowly perfecting the watches they produce, and they'll get where they need to be. And I think we'll be looking, as Ali says, in the future, possibly some collectible aspects of Tudor as well. They're certainly right now taking a big chunk of business from Omega, taking a big chunk. They're producing some Metas watches as we speak. They are taking a huge chunk from Breitling, IWC. They are destroying Tag Heuer, and they're on the right track. There's no question about it.
Okay.
Very interesting question
Tudor's
there.
Still a good watch to buy, you know.
It is. No, Tudor's excellent watches. I mean, people. I don't have in my current collection. I don't have either Omega or Tudor, and people come to me because I have like Bremont and whatnot with the same price range, and I tell them like, no, your first luxury watch should not be a Bremont. It should be an Omega or Tudor. Like, period.
Agreed.
Yeah, pretty much. That's like the starting gate.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of people like me start out like, oh, they have enough, and they run and they get the Rolex of their choice because, you know, they're finally able to get it. But then they find themselves getting into watches, and then the next almost guaranteed watch is Speedy. You know, I mean, if you're just kind of like starting out in the divers or standard beginner's watch collection, it kind of goes like Sub, Speedy, Seamaster, you know, like that. And then from there.
We have another super chat.
Super chat from Thomas Burnett, £5. Let's rewind to Planet Ocean Ultra Deep 6,000 meter. Pull it up. James Cameron Killer available. No helium escape valve. A true saturation diver. Yeah, that's a very fair point there. Very fair point. Saturation diver. This watch bear, I got to be honest with you, this is probably the ultimate dive watch. Besides going for one of those oil filled, you know, the oil filled watches.
I agree. Well, I don't see oil filled as necessary anyway. It's a gimmicky. I think
oil filled. The better purpose for oil filled is not the depth rating; it's the visibility.
Correct. Exactly. When it comes to this watch, this is just to prove that Omega produces probably the best divers from the mainstream brands. Even before this, to be very honest with you, Planet Ocean, prior to this, the Ultra Deep, just the regular Planet Ocean, was impressive technologically. Yeah. Struggled a little bit because of its thickness. Primarily, they are unable to do a watch that's as thin as let's say Submariner, but technologically it's absolutely superior to Rolex Sub or the Rolex Sea Dweller. This watch is definitely ultimate saturation diver, and actually, believe it or not, it's not stupidly disproportional. It's a big watch, but proportions.
It's beautiful it's beautiful on the wrist, though. It fits.
Yeah,
it works.
And that's exactly that, Ali. So it's not always about the size; it's about proportions and how it sits on the wrist. So it's balanced nicely, and I personally.
That's what my lady tells me.
Is it a James Cameron killer? I don't know. James Cameron, to begin, is not a highly seeked Rolex watch. It's a very niche watch. And it's actually not selling over retail at the moment. And frankly, it's a great watch. So I don't know if it's a James Cameron killer. I would put them pretty much on the same level. So I would like to have both. I think they're both beautiful watches. They have beautiful dials. However, I do give the edge to James Cameron's dial because I think it was original, and it's probably very rare to see dial of that nature on a Rolex watch.
That's fair. I would say, and it's kind of interesting, this like X first or James Cameron killer. I think Omega on a 1-to-1 basis, when we're talking about like versus Rolex, if they literally cut like 70% of their line, They're excess duplicates, like some variants that nobody's ever interested in. It would be a lot easier to take a look at these really special watches in comparison with our contemporaries.
Right.
In part, the whole brand is diluted by this sheer size of their catalog.
Right.
They really need to do that, man. I said it before, I'll say it again. The number one reason I don't buy any given Omega is because there's another Omega that I like some little part a little bit better. They're like self-cannibalizing their own lines.
Yet another thing that I agree with that, I see that as well. And then another thing I see, it's almost like they're always missing something little to finish it to be just right. I always take Omega
because
watch.
they do it because what they do, Bear, is they finish one watch 90%. They're like, you know what? We're gonna actually take this one design cue that we really should put here, and we're gonna put it on another watch.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's self-cannibalization. I hate that.
Yeah, I agree with that. The other thing I want to say is you still can buy Omega watches that hold their value. I mean, people often say, like you always, it's the hobby has deformed to a point that we are talking value sometimes more than watches. And also, I like that Omega range of options is just so much better, so much more is offered from the perspective of the color, from the perspective of design. Some people like the hick from Japan. What is his name? The one with the strange haircut. Yeah,
Austin.
He was once shitting on Omega on his channel, and basically trying to mock the Snoopy style watches, the watches that are a bit of mainstream, but they're unique, and that's something I enjoy when it comes to Omega. They tend to really produce some interesting pieces that are very niche, that are very unique, that are fun. So besides great horology, I mean, let's understand this is a brand that produces center tourbillon, which Rolex can only dream to produce.
I love that watch.
Yeah, one of the amazing watches, right? They will produce center tourbillon. They will produce sapphire cases. They will produce the watches that are beyond comprehension for Rolex, yet they don't get that recognition, and they're often criticized for too many limited editions, too many options. I don't get people. Why do you hate options? Why do you hate to have more colors? Why do you hate to have variety? Watch geeks are a strange crowd.
So I will. We have a super chat before I'd like to take a crack at that question.
Here we go. CB, my good friend CB, $5. Omega with Rolex and Patek have been producing excellent watches for longer than any other brands. I pay respect to Omega.
I'm not surprised. The CB as a genuine watch enthusiast showing respect to Omega. You have another super chat.
Yes, sir. We got a super chat from DP, $10. Problem with Omega, and I own a couple very nice ones, is that they have too many variations of variations. Too bad they are stuck under the Swatch mothership and are not independent.
Well, see, this is that example of watch enthusiasts disliking what I like. I personally have no issue with that. They would only change their approach to limit the production so they can be maybe more in demand, such as Rolex. I don't know, artificially make demand and so on, which they're kind of doing with 321, which they're kind of doing with the Snoopy. Listen, I'll be honest with you. I don't mind that I can choose between terracotta and the yellow dial and then I can maybe go and get a green sub with a Sedna gold. I love the idea that they're giving me variety and options. This is fun for me.
Here we go. CB, $5. Omega is where I started. Actually, I got to confess, Bear, after Seiko, my next watch I bought with my own money was a Omega. It was actually a Quartz Seamaster, but that's the watch I bought. I think Omega is the start. When did you get your first Omega, Ali?
Well, the first watch I bought for myself was an Omega Piers Brosnan Quartz Seamaster. So absolutely. Now, so I did want to, Nick Miller above, and then DP kind of said something. Nick Miller said, can we get an example of self-cannibalization? And Nick Miller, what I would suggest you do, and I think it's way too long to do even for like a whole show dedicated, is pull up the Aquaterra 150 line. Okay. Scroll down that page slowly. And mark the watches that you like the design cues on. Now, it will, when you scroll down the page slowly, the first thing that's going to happen is that you're going to have a 5 o'clock shadow before you're halfway through the page. Okay. The second thing that's going to happen is you're going to start getting confused because so many of the watches look identical. And it's not that they just throw like the
this is the Omega. What is it again? What do you want me to call up? The Omega?
The Aquaterra 150 page.
Okay. This baby up on the screen. I got to tell you the truth there. The Omega 150, they've got all the dial colors. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that what you want?
Well, apparently there are people who don't like that.
Well, I have no problem with the dial colors, Bear. But you did touch on the fact that they can't deliver on half of them. It's the fact that they have the same dial color in very subtle variations with the same bracelet across 3 different Aquaterra 150s, and they can't deliver any of them. And the design cues, right? Like when they introduced the Aquaterra with the subdial, the second subdial, right? And with the date at the bottom and stuff like that. The design cues they decide to introduce, right, would work better as like a linear progression to the line as opposed to offering them all at once all the time. It also takes away from the value of the watches. Because there's never a discontinued, like, there's never an earnest search for a discontinued Omega like there is for, you know, pre-ceramic to ceramic to slight color variations and the whole stuff like that. Right. So that's the way I look at it. It's not that I don't like the variety. It's that there is such thing as too much variety. And another brand that really suffers from this, and they're my favorite mark, is AP.
Right? Yes.
Can I respond to Topster McDonkey? Topster, I have owned about, I'm not going to lie, I'd say 20 to 30 Omega watches. Probably more 30 than 20. And I have never, ever lost 40% of my money on either one of those watches. Remember, it is important to know how you buy. It is important to know what you buy. And there is tons of Omega watches which hold value really well. It is just a stereotype, an idea that you're going to lose the money on Omega. No. If you buy it right, and if you buy specifically with certain discount or certain used pieces, you can get a great value for money and amazing watches. Omega is a good watch to own. And
I must admit, Bear, this is swamped. Look how many different Aquaterra 150. This is fucking ridiculous. Look. Just so many.
Why is it ridiculous, Archie? Why is it ridiculous?
It's just look how many fucking watches.
Because it's different than Rolex? Because it's different than Rolex? Because there's no one sub and only one sub or whatever. Sub date, no date.
Too many choices, Bear. Too many choices, I think.
Well, I live in capitalism, and choices are something I enjoy. I don't like going in a store and buying just one kind of coffee.
No, Bear, you're right. Having choice is reasonable, right? But if you walk to a restaurant and the menu is 87 pages, you never freaking can get through the menu.
Okay, so this is not just that it's offering a lot of choices, but in your opinion, it's excessive.
It's excessive. I like the fact that they have. Bingo. It waters down the rest of the brand, right? So you have the Aquaterra, they revised the 41 mils and 38 mils. They added the second subdial. And on some of the second subdials, they have the trapezoidal date window, right? And then some of them have the perfectly round date window. And then some of them, when they did the perfectly round date window, they took the indices and they shifted it in like 2 millimeters, right? Like they added way too many subtle design changes at the same time. So then you have an overwhelming amount of choice. Right. And it for me, at least, it just becomes frustrating as hell to decide which one you want. Then they have watches that aesthetically look identical with a micron difference in the movement and a $500 difference in the retail price.
Right.
Right. They have that too, which I don't understand. Like that completely, because you have brands like microbrands, especially, that offer watches with a high finish at a movement, and then they'll also offer it with like a Mueller 9105, right? That makes sense to me. But the way Omega does it, it's like 2 premier, set-off certified movements, yada yada yada, like with 1 micron difference between them, $500 price difference, aesthetically the same time. It's just silly. Right. I would also, but I do agree with you. You can, even though they officially don't discount, you can get Omegas at good value and not lose money or not lose much money on a lot of Omegas.
Right.
I got to tell you there, Ali, it's like you watch that Gordon Ramsay. He reckons a restaurant, instead of having 50 million menu options, you have 3 or 4 good food dishes, freshly made, not frozen food. And you do it well.
Yeah, and so what Rolex does, Rolex takes the approach of like a Michelin star restaurant, right? It's a pre-fit set menu, and they execute it perfectly every time, and there's prestige.
Yes.
Right, but then you have a whole.
But sometimes you want to go to KFC.
No, but I would say Omega is just a very, very high-end, wonderful restaurant, like a Del Frisco's Double Eagle. It's not Michelin star, right? So they produce excellent quality, but the menu's way too long for anybody to actually enjoy like their visit.
Right.
Right. And then the problem that you brought up there makes it more aggravating, because if you want to actually see all their variety, good luck with that, because they won't, this whole Aquaterra 150 line, the biggest watches of Switzerland won't get all these watches over the course of 7 years. Like, they just don't show up. So you can't even take a look at them half the time.
Yeah, you have another super chat, boss.
Super chat from Thomas Burdett, £2. CK 859.
Oh yes, that's a watch from
value.
Yeah, that's a watch from their specialties. That is a very unique piece, and that's an interpretation of the classic 1939 Omega. I had this watch. I mean, I am not into dress watches, but
it's expensive. It's really expensive, but for what it is, it's really dear.
It's beautiful.
Well, how much is it, Archie, when you say that it's very expensive?
I think it's 20% overpriced. I think it's 20% overpriced.
Well, how much is it?
How much is it? Yeah.
It's about
10, that's by default. Archie is a perfect example of the horological douchebag. Someone with a stereotype that immediately throws the bullshit out based on the stereotype. That's like a racist in the real world. See, it's disgusting.
7,000 euros. 7,000 euros.
He didn't even pay the price, yet he called it very expensive. It's a beautiful watch. It is, in a 39 millimeter. The dial is the silver AG925 silver, blued hands, amazing calibered 8926, beautiful watch. I'm in love with this watch, and in all honesty, if this was Patek and it cost I don't know, $35,000, Archie would say, oh yeah, that's good, that's great. But because it's Omega, look at that movement. That's fantastic for that price. And I'm really pissed at you right now, Archie. Can you sense anger in my voice?
Yes, I can, sir. I can. Look, I actually.
But I'll get over it. This is also limited.
We got a super chat from CB. $5. A company that sold 2.5 billion last year can't have just a few choices. Rolex is unique, can't compare. I think it means 2.5 million last year. They sold
billion. $2.5 billion in watches.
No way.
I don't know. Maybe he's talking Swatch. Maybe he's not talking just Omega, right?
Well, no, 2 point.
I don't know, bro. Honestly,
Yeah, I don't know.
know.
I don't know. So if he's saying 2.5 million watches or 2.5
So Omega,
billion in net
I just did a
revenue.
quick search. They make about 500,000 watches a year.
So going back to Thomas Burnett, I want to compliment his taste. This is such a unique piece. Just example how many hidden treasures are among the modern Omega watches. As a watch enthusiast, there is a lot of us. They don't even know or see some of those hidden treasures. This is a great example, and sincere respect for you for pulling out this timeless classic. Truly
Yes.
beautiful watch.
It's beautiful, yeah.
See, I would take this over Jeje Lacoute shit all day long, every day, and again tomorrow to follow the same path.
I just don't like where JLC's gone the past few years. They had back in 2017 to 2019, they had a really good like renaissance on the Master series, right? They had the Master Geographic, and then suddenly they just all disappeared, and now we have a kind of weird Polaris annual calendar and just some weird watches. I don't like where JLC.
We've got our Negrani drinking friend here. We've got a Negrani drinking guy, and I've got to grab this super chat. CB has said $5. Omega sold about 500,000 watches, but sales 2.4 billion Swiss francs, just little below Cartier. There you go.
Impressive.
Yeah, okay.
Interesting.
So they would be third, right? Because Rolex is obviously number one.
Yeah, they're third.
Number two, and Omega is number three. Funny.
Hello, Mr. Rancher. How are you? So not Rancher. We got the dog trainer. Hello, Mr. Dog Trainer. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. For a quick second there, I thought that in his lovely Eastern European accent, that Bear had said Omega is third because Rolex.
No, third is third place.
I understand.
In sales. That's what I meant.
I was having a little fun with you there, Bear.
That's okay, bro.
Anyway, good to see you guys.
Nice to see you as well.
Mikey.
Hey, Mark. Yeah, I had a Panerai with your El Primero movement in it. That was very cool.
Put it on the lathe. What'd you make out of it?
I sold it for what I had into it.
That's
so
good.
I didn't lose on it
Which Panerai was
that? It's a 40 millimeter, and I bought it in haste. I don't remember the number. But it was a chronograph, and I was at my jeweler's, and I said, "Oh, Panerai," and I jumped on it, and then got home and realized it was 40 millimeters, and not 44. Even though it was just a tank of a watch anyway, so that's why it didn't click. And
that's small for a Panerai. 40 millimeters is small, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it was thick,
Even
and it had a nice domed
42.
crystal. So it was, but it was smallish for a Panerai, and I really wanted a full size Panerai. So
Basil's Beazles $10 panel. What is your 3-piece Hunger Buster Omega collection? Mine is Seamaster 300 greenstone malachite, the Speedy 321, and a solid gold Sedna gold, blue dial DeVille Hour Vision. You know what I would say for my 3-piece Omega Hunger Buster? I would say this. I would actually bear. I love this watch on the screen that Thomas had. Okay, the CK859, perfect dress watch. I would say for me, I would actually say first Omega in space as a Speedmaster, and I want to tribute 1957 as a Seamaster. That'd be my 3-piece.
I would do the same, but I would have a Seamaster Heritage 300 in place of the.
Ali, what would you do? 3-piece Omega Hunger Buster.
Seamaster 57 or the 300 Spectre. Probably a 600 deep sea, and then the Constellation Center, one of the Constellation Center tourbillons,
Ooh, nice.
which I just think are just amazing watches.
Amazing watch.
Oh yeah, I just didn't even go there, but yeah, I mean, tourbillon. That's kind of the pinnacle.
I would have the Arctic Seaman Master, which I do have, and then two that I don't have. The World Time, not this new one, but the previous iteration, the blue one. And then I would have the Plo Pro.
Hey, nice choice.
Oh, Prof.
Yeah.
I can see you wearing a Plo Pro. Can I be honest with you?
Thorpe
Can I be
special.
honest with you?
Can I stop you? Of course.
I can't do this. I'm trying. My brain is running so fast. If you ask me 3 Rolex watches, I'm done in 30 seconds.
Yeah, but Amega, it is a harder. Yeah, you're right. That's why I went last, because I needed time to figure it out.
Fuck me, Dad. I am. I'll come back to you. At this point, to choose 3, my 3 favorite Omega pieces is I cannot do it. I'm sorry.
Sure. I'm sure there's other models that I'd probably go, oh yeah, that one instead as well. It was a knee-jerk choice of the 3. I'm with you, Bear. Because you're right. Like they have so many models you have to consider.
The Plo Prof is such a beast.
It is.
And you know what, Marky? I like the previous version, the steel heavy one.
Yeah.
So you know which one I really on that mesh brace. Oh,
yeah, the shark mesh bracelet.
Yeah, I was dating a guy in Mexico, and so I went often in Mexico City. Mind you, I almost got arrested and machine gunned in a very, very high-end super mall there.
Goodness.
I have a video of it because I was filming in there, and they have like every
Oh my God.
Every boutique. When I was approached by guys in, they look like Secret Service. 3 of them, 3-piece suits, very serious looking guys with shades on, and
What did they say?
And they had Uzis. Well, they pulled me aside. They did it politely. They did not lay hands on me, but they didn't leave me any choice either. And I knew I was risking a little bit of interference by filming, so I just let them know I'm a YouTuber. I'm filming. That's all this is. They're like, okay, look. It looks like you're casing the joint, but enjoy your shopping. Just don't film in here. Just don't film in here.
Right.
Because there was IWC, Boutique, Omega, Breitling, literally everything with 2 exceptions, and that was Cartier and Rolex. They had their own boutiques across the street, but everything else was
just very quickly there. CB $5 for you Tudor lovers. I can't stand them. Sold 270,000 watches for 570 million Swiss francs.
I'm surprised it's not more. That sounds low to me, doesn't it, guys?
Shit, it's under Rolex. They sold less than.
They had a continuous growth. That's the thing. They've been growing their sales in the last 3 years tremendously.
Well, I mean, 10 years ago they weren't even here. When did they come back to the North America? Only like 8 years ago.
Also, the sheer number of places you can buy Omega versus Tudor.
Yeah.
At least in my area, it's probably a 3-to-1 ratio of where you'll see Omegas versus Tudor.
Yeah.
Judah.
Wow. Can I ask you this? Do you think where does Breitling fit in with Omega and Tudor?
I love Breitling. Well, it's probably not as good as Omega.
It is now.
Well, yeah, under George Kern, it changed and improved a lot.
Right. The premier line is remarkable, absolutely.
But I got to tell you, even the Schneider era stuff, I would place it for me directly under Rolex. That's how I view it. But
that's our generation. We're just Breitling. We love
That's
Breitling.
a strong statement right there.
Well, yeah, it's not
but
a statement, but
I can tell you what generation is going to tell you that. It's certainly not going to be younger crowd because love for Breitling and Tag Heuer runs from the 80s, really.
Super chat from Thomas Burdett, £5. Bear's choice of Railmaster 57 is exquisite. I would take it over an Explorer. Pull it up, Arch. pull it up, pull it up, pull it up.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Thomas Burnett. I'll be honest with you. I have Explorer 39, I have Explorer 40, and I have this watch. Real Master 1957 is way above the Explorer in my eyes. The Real Master Tribute 1957
Interestingly enough,
is probably closest to the perfect watch that is to me.
Yeah.
Looks like a Planet Ocean.
You don't mind the faux patina, Bear?
No, I don't mind because it's done right. This picture doesn't do it justice.
But doesn't it look like a Planet Ocean minus the dive bezel? Like they forgot a piece?
No, you have to see it in person. This is just not done. This is totally.
The rendering's terrible. It's a beautiful watch.
Absolutely,
it's a beautiful watch. And it's always there at Watches Switzerland location because nobody's asking for it. Nobody even knows it exists.
Chat here from CB. Breitling sold 230,000 watches for 860 million Swiss francs. Fuck.
So
that's not many, is it? I thought they would have sold a lot more than that.
That's interesting. So they're yeah, that's very interesting. Huh.
That's it's kind of bit actually because I always assumed. Fuck, that's amazing. Rolex sells a lot of watches, don't they? Fuck me dead. They make over 1 million. Fucking, that's incredible, isn't it? Like Rolex is the premium. I'd always assume they're making more. I thought they'd be making as many Breitlings as Rolexes, wouldn't you?
You would think so.
I think Rolex makes a lot of their money off their marketing.
Well, all of it. Yeah, sure. The Rolex marketing budget is $100 million a year, approximately. Not quite, but just about. So that means
that's nothing. That's nothing.
Not nothing. It's $1 billion. It's $1 billion per decade. That's what they spend, and that's the money that they spend hard. They get a lot of residual value from events and that are named in their honor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the 24 Hours of Le Mans, Formula One.
Yeah, but they pay for that. That's in their $1 billion decade of marketing. So
they're still I think being making in the billions at those type of events.
Yeah, they know how to squeeze the value out of it.
What do you mean, Mike? Can you explain that? What do you mean they're making in the billions of those type of events?
Well, like when Formula One and the 24 Hours of Le Mans, there's at the stop line, there's a giant day date or date just that is
So you're just saying that their marketing has a good return on investment.
Yes, you see them everywhere, and that date just is so recognizable by anybody anywhere in the world.
Okay, all right. No, I just want to make sure I understood what you were saying.
It's kind of like Red Bull, like they.
Super chat CB $5. Databank sell these services. Arch, you will send me paycheck at the end of the month. Databank sell these services. There you go. Thank you, CB.
The check is in the mail.
Check is in the mail. He's very
interesting. Beautiful watch.
Bear, did you ever put this onto any other sort of straps or?
No, of course not. I don't do that. I don't believe in aftermarket straps. I only put Omega as Omega, Rolex as Rolex. I don't experiment with straps.
Oh, okay.
Never ever. Only maybe on some vintage pieces, but that's irrelevant. I don't really care about that.
I'm open to it, but I know I would just destroy it and get grease on it and ruin it like in no time flat. So that's why I'm just a bracelet guy. And plus, having the option of going to a strap for very little money is a great option over having to buy a bracelet if you decided to go that way. So I always
see.
buy.
I
always buy on a-
understand.
I always
Marky,
buy on a
do you
bracelet.
see and do you understand?
I see.
Absolutely.
I understand. It's hard. Life is hard, fuckers. It's all gone pear
It's
shaped.
hard, very hard. Life is hard.
I'm poor man. I'm not rich man.
That's right. I'm poor man.
I'm
Poor
poor
man.
man. I give
I'm
you
not
juice.
rich.
I give you shampoo.
Yeah.
I give you breakfast. We've lost Archie.
No,
My
I
God.
like the shampoo and the juice. I've got to tell you, Bear,
There
seriously,
Yeah.
I'm just going to say to you, I think, honestly, I would really like to hear of people. I can't handle the Rolex. I
You
think
would,
Omega is one of the brands where you could just have a nice little 5-piece Omega collection and be totally satisfied in your life.
of course. Well, isn't James guy that pretty much was?
Yeah, but he had to get Rolex. As much as
No,
he
I
says it,
understand that.
that's the thing. He claws into some Rolex. You know, I don't know why he does.
You say you completely ignore the Rolex and just stick with Omega.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Rolex is hard to be ignored.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
I mean, Ali, you must admit, as much as you hate Rolex, you always it's always a reference point, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like the Mercedes Benz in the watch world.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate Rolex. I don't hate Patek. They're just not for me. I'm really disappointed in Rolex, right? But yeah, they're just not for me. They have no story to them that appeals to me. But I totally agree that somebody could have a rotating collection of Omegas for their whole life and be incredibly satisfied. You know, no doubt.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. However, to be honest with you, when I talk to my AD, even with all the variety and all the watches that are offered, people tend to buy pretty much two choices: Omega Seamaster 300 and some type of Speedmaster. The rest of the lines are quite ignored. That Aquaterra 150 meters could have a significantly less options because it's one of the least popular lines from Rolex.
Yeah, you go into Watches of Switzerland, the two locations close to me in Florida. The Omega display has 45 different Seamaster 300s, right? They have like one constellation somewhere on a display. They have one, Sedna gold and chocolate dial woman's watch somewhere, right? And nothing else.
I actually want to officially pick the most underrated Omega, which I think is remarkable watch, and that would be the Globemaster, the Omega Globemaster.
Oh, yes.
And
what went wrong with the Globemaster, Bear? Why didn't that work out as a success?
I don't know.
They didn't market it at all. They didn't market
it. Correct. That was the first coaxial moment. It is beautifully done in the back with the Globemaster stamp on the movement. It has a gorgeous pan dial.
We got a super chat from Thomas Burdett, £5. And Thomas Burdett is saying, he's always very, very good comments here. He goes, Archie, pull up the Omega, pull up the 3. This is actually a 3096.30. Just to show that Omega do some ridiculous things. 3036. Now, I have held this watch in my hand. This was the platinum. I think it's platinum skeletized Omega. Look at this, Bear. Absolute. Look at the finishing on this. I had the videos up, but I had to remove them, Bear. I had to. The guy who let me film them said, "Oh, he doesn't want them to get out of." And they sort of.
I agree with Thomas.
Worried.
Truly, Omega does sometimes wild things horologically. Yeah, I agree.
That minute repeater that they just had released.
Holy macro! Did you see that?
And you said that Globemaster, right? The Globemaster, the annual calendar.
Yeah,
Right, Globemaster, lovely bloody
Yes.
that's a great value annual calendar, and it's still not popular, and still people completely ignore it or
because
miss
they
it
don't
or
advertise
don't know about it.
So anything
You know,
they
the
advertise is a Seamaster, except like in Monocle magazine, they'll advertise a Constellation, right? They
Right.
don't advertise the other ones.
You know what?
interestingly
Omega-
enough,
The DeVille, excuse me, the DeVille never appears anywhere ever except like once a year on Christmas.
Yeah.
Omega is a little bit like a stripper, who's just doing very ordinary, stripper stuff. Except for then you find out she's a graduate student in microbiology at a well-known university, and that's Omega. They do a very lot of most of what they do is like middle of the road ordinary stuff, but then every once in a while they go, hey, look at this shit, we can make a watch, and then they do something interesting horologically. But
Very good point.
I feel like owning only Omega would be like having sex only with a rubber, like ever for your whole life. It'd be like you can't only do that.
Right.
Okay.
very good point there. The one thing. Oh, here we go. We got super chat here. This is super chat from CB, $5. Archie, pull up my mini Omega collection. Yes, sir. I've got this in the this is CB's mini Omega collection, new and vintage. The gold was his dad's. Very interesting here. Let's bring this baby up now. It's on the screen. I'm gonna take the super chat down. What do you think of that 6-piece Omega collection?
Phew. I remember
think
this.
that Speedmaster is in platinum, I think, isn't it? He's got that. Look at that. Solid gold.
That's a
Speedy.
meteorite subdials.
This is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a nice watch or two in there, that's for sure. But the one that kind of draws me, of course, would be the Plo Prop, which is not the heavy hitter in that group, but it's the one that appeals for me.
Your style. That's your style watch, exactly.
You know what? The Speedy is the best watch that leaves me cold because there's just no argument that it's iconic and that it's a design that although dated, it absolutely still works. It's vintage, it's dated, and yet it persists and it lives due to its iconic status. They rarely tweak it, and when they do, you wouldn't even know they've done it. But and it feels good in the hand and on the wrist, but it leaves me cold, and I don't know why. It doesn't.
I'm with you. That's why I always seek very special Speedies. I need Speedy to this. When Archie asked me why do I, no, actually Ali asked me about the Alaska project. I want something unique. But isn't it just beautiful to see in this collection the gold watch from his dad, which perfectly illustrates the whole meaning of collecting watches. That's absolutely great.
That's one of those electric humming ones.
I am not referring to that. Actually, I'm referring more to the
sentimental, generational
bridge.
I like this. I like this 6-piece right here.
That's a gorgeous 6-piece.
I really do like this 6-piece.
So the bottom left, is that a Seamaster, Speedmaster?
Seamaster.
The Seamaster. Okay. I couldn't read the.
I got another super chat from the Mask, $5. Still looking at the 304.30. Not pricey for what you get. I'll just call this up. Get this baby up on the screen.
Gotta love those Omega reference numbers, man. They're just impossible.
Crazy.
They are. See, I mean, look at this 304.30.44. Jesus Christ, what the hell is this? This number is too long, isn't it?
It's like E equals MC squared. It's probably easier than figuring out one of these reference numbers. Like, where do they get
This is one of their moon phase. The problem is it's a coaxial.
You mind sharing?
Yep, sorry, bringing it up now. Look at this.
Duck go. No, duck go.
Duck go. Now, is coaxial is frowned upon? Is coaxial frowned upon?
It's the new thing.
No, it's not.
No, well,
It's just a different. It's not mechanical winding. It's a automatic.
Yes.
It's not a space exploration. It's a racing style.
Is this
And
a
this one,
Speedmaster?
yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
they're
okay.
all from the
So yeah,
Speedmaster family.
okay.
Gentlemen, I apologize. I
understand
have to
now.
leave in a hurry. I've got something coming in.
Ali, thank you for coming on,
Ali,
man.
yes,
It's
take
much
care.
appreciated, Ali. Thank you so
Take care. And
much.
Bear, I'm happy to hear you're recovering well. Mike, Mark, take care. Archie, thank
Bye,
you for
bye,
tuning
Ali.
in.
Very much.
Ali.
Ali is a class act.
Yeah, most def.
Very classy guy.
So
I love his
now that
voice.
we're
Sounds very
now that we're talking about the Speedmaster, I understand more like what you're saying. As far as it's just kind of on one end. There's just the Man on the Moon Hesselite standard, collector's item that beginning of your collection, and then on the other end there's because Omega has such a immense collection. You have to be very particular in your selection, and
If you don't mind, I just want to answer to a question from one of the viewers. Aren't
Sure.
there any coaxial speeders that are manual? No.
Am I the only one who would like to hear Ali say, I have a very particular set of skills?
Yes.
Actually, Bear, I think they do. I think they do have some. They have a coaxial manual wind.
That's mechanical winding. Give me that one.
Prove it.
Well, isn't that what they've done with the new 3861? That's coaxial, isn't it? It uses that.
Yeah, I believe so. The 3861.
Yeah, fuck me dead. I never thought of the most boring one.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yes.
Shit.
Because all those are just derivatives of the 321.
Yeah, to completely excluded that from my mind because it's so fucking boring and irrelevant. I'm sorry. I'm focusing on everything that's not the main watch. Fuck that.
I have to agree with you, Bear. I mean, as a bling watch, it fails. It doesn't shine. It doesn't attract you from across the room.
No. I'm not talking because of that. I'm talking that for the purpose of just it's been so much into every collection. Every guy owns it. Every guy buys it. Every guy sells it. Then everyone rebuys it, and it's.
Well,
just
you feel the same way I do about the Black Bay 58.
It's even worse than that. It's even worse.
Yeah, but I mean, 58's on its way to like.
Look at SD43 celebrating me being wrong. Fuck. Look at the celebration in the chat that Bear is wrong. Pontiff, you are the Caesar.
Look,
you are the Caesar. Hail to the Caesar.
Bear, I fuck things up all the time. It's
really?
easy.
We hadn't noticed. Are you sure?
Super chat CB $5. The dial of the Platinum Speedmaster is made of onyx. Yes, let's just bring that up again on the screen. This was the collection. Oh, the onyx one, Bear. That's that one there, Bear. Wow. The Speedy. Bringing it up now. There we go. Look at that. That's the onyx. And the Moon Meteorite subdials, I consider it on par with any in my collection. He's got some amazing pieces.
Oh, that's what those are. Yeah, that's
beautiful. Super chat from Ali Reza.
Ali Reza, $33.33. I won't lie, I wasn't expecting good watch talk. Archie engaged, in topic, good audience, and panel input. Genuinely happy for it. Thank you. Wow, look at that, Bear.
Oh, nice.
And this all started because Bear said to me, I'm sick of those generic topics.
Yeah. Well, I think it's great. Talking about
Thank you, Mikey.
Not talking about Rolex.
Thank you, Mikey. Can you no, actually I would even take any topic with it as long as it's not live stream at the different time in a relaxed format. I just could not look at this shit anymore. It just bothers me so much. I never seen anyone so self-destructive on their own business. So I basically threatened his life and told him that I will hurt him badly if he doesn't actually put some effort.
Got a
And
voodoo
thankfully,
doll with pins ready to stick into it, right?
I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. Can we get a bit of
Let
bears and
Minotaurs there. We have to let Archie be Archie. You can't.
oh shit, no, 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 no. That never really worked. I know people always say that.
You can't
Archie,
scare him into being good.
no, but there's minimum effort required.
I would like to
Some-
know what's happening with your proposed trip to Brisbane, in business class. When's it happening? What's going on?
It's all hanging in the hands of bondage and discipline who's fucking spending money like a drunk sailor. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
All right. Well, now we know. I will be sending you a gallon of paint for the driveway to bring with you, please.
I know what you're referring to. Bachi, does Ali get a bit of a super chat? Super chat, where have you been?
Yes, we do. Let's get it going. Let's get it going, Bear. Let's get that going for Ali. Super chat, super chat. Where have you been?
Super chat, super chat.
Super chat. Where have you been? Visit the king. The king. Best things in life are expensive.
To the birds and bees.
The bears and the bees. Bears and the bees. Bears and the bees. Bears and the bees. Bears. Super chat now. Bears and the bees.
Well, it worked because we have a super chat.
ABC, £5 challenge. If coaxial is boring, pull up the 3861 movement and point out where the coaxial escapement is.
Oh, look at this guy now showing off. Oh, fuck.
No, I was curious, just because of Archie's comment. I didn't know if there was a drawback to coaxial movements. I thought they were kind of an attempt to even out and make the time even more accurate, but I don't know enough about either or to say one is the better than the other. Would like to find out. Like,
Well, I'm no horologist, but what I know is with the coaxial movement, they were able to extend the service interval.
They were what?
They were able to. Why do we have interference? Who's that coming? Well, anyway, they were able to extend the service intervals. Bear, it's your avatar is wiggling when I talk. I don't know why.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Bears.
It's not me.
All right, see you later, guys.
Oh, don't leave. Don't go anywhere. Just close your app on your YouTube. Just stay on StreamYard.
Okay, but I don't have a YouTube. I just have a StreamYard.
That's okay. You're fine now. You're fine now.
It's better now. Yeah, it got better.
Okay.
Whatever it was, it's done.
You're all good now.
I got to tell you something. The coaxial, let's bring this movement up here so we can see what we're talking about. That's the 3861, the escapement. Do you know where the escapement is there?
Of course I do. Of course I do.
Sure.
Here we go. Spinnaker, $5. Sorry, Caesar. I put Speedy third behind El Primero and or B01 for my money.
If I may, sorry, Caesar. I put Speedy third behind El Primero. Oh, okay. If I may recommend a good explanation about this about the coaxial escapement. If you go to there's a good article on that. You go to Kapoor Watch Company. You go Kapoor Watch, Kapoor, Kapoor, Kapoor.
Hang on. KAP.
Please go away from images and just go to normal Google. Kapoor Watch, KapoorWatch.com and put Omega.
Yep. Got it.
Is escapement explained. Oh, fuck me.
Escapement explained. Where the fuck is this thing?
Just to fucking put in a Google again everything, the whole article will come up. My God. Why is it so complicated always? Kapoor Watch Company.
Yeah.
Coaxial escapement.
Here we go. You want to see the video? Is that what you're
No.
talking about?
No. Okay, don't worry about
There
it.
we go.
There we go.
It's
That's
here.
it.
There we go.
So
It's the
that's a
escapement.
basically simplified explanation about escapement and everything you need to know about it. So
It's for dummies. You should have said that. Amiga coaxial escapement for dummies, Bear.
Right.
Oh, okay. So
There
Now
we
I
go.
this
feel
is
at
this is
home, Bear.
coaxial.
You're
Or is this
actually looking
standard?
at it, Mikey. That's actually pulled out from the moment. This is exactly what you're looking at. But further down, there's a further explanation. What's this all about? How this all
Okay.
came about, and so on.
Well, I
There's
mean,
a great invention, Mikey. It's called Internet and Google. Believe me, it's amazing what it's achievable with that.
sure. Okay, man. I just thought asking a question on a
No,
watch
no, I am just
stream wasn't like out of line.
trying to help. No, relax. It's not criticism. Calm down.
CB $5. Coaxial was
No,
invented
it's all
by
good, Bear.
George Daniels, and it's one of the best inventions in watches. Correct.
And Mark has given you exactly the simplified reason for it.
It uses less oil. That's the whole point of this thing.
Oh, okay. I mean,
It's
somebody
supposed
could
to
just
use
say
no oil,
it's
really.
just
Original
like
original
the
idea.
way it catches the escapement, you know, the wheel differently, or it's only got one jewel. That
There is another invention, Archie. It's called words and letters, and it's actually written down what everything that we are just talking about.
Yes. There we go.
The lathe. Out the lathe.
Tell me this, Bear.
Bear.
Yeah.
Omegas themselves, the big problem with Omega is Rolex has got success steel, two-tone, and solid gold. Omega's got success in steel, but they've always been weak in two-tone.
Very weak in two-tone.
And the gold, they got some nice gold models, but it's never been anywhere successful like Rolex.
Not even close.
And I think that's the big problem. They don't have that, like even two-tone. I actually like
But even for Rolex, it took some time to become successful in two-tone and precious metal. Because if you go back just maybe 6-7 years, even hot pieces like Platona were offered at a discounted prices because they couldn't move them. The two-tone was a dog. Nobody wanted any two-tone Rolex. So it took some manipulating and some serious production control to get to a point to have a two-tone and precious metal in demand as it is today. But 6 years ago, Archie, in all honesty, you could have got 25 to 30% on a precious metal without any problems, and it would be considered a favor to AD.
Yes. Yes.
So will Omega get to that point? I don't know.
Gold, Rolex gold, right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, gold.
Rolex gold. Bring it up. Bring it up. Bring that up. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that nugget on his wrist. That's a nugget. Nugget. We got a super chat from Birmingham, $2, mostly marketing. Coast Axle is like Jaritsu polish.
Oh, Birmingham, you are good. I love you, man. I find that actually very funny. Oh fuck, I hate the word Ziratsu. Fuck, I hate that word.
Come on, man. It's Zaratsu, and you're not.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I mean, listen, I have a Zaratsu polished watch, and honest to God, it's just a polished watch.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for honesty, man. Love you.
Bondage and discipline, $10. JFK actually wore what watch? That's right. Viking Gold Omega.
Yeah.
That was a little
Not
tank
surprised.
one, wasn't it? A little tank one he wore, didn't he?
Well, Google it. Just put Kennedy Omega. Easy peasy. As long as you're not, even on the images, you cannot fuck it up.
They're giving Archie a tutorial on how to use Google.
Yeah, we are getting somewhere. Soon we'll be very professional channel. We'll be amazing. We will rule the YouTube. We will be the
Look at
best.
that bear.
That's
It's a
gorgeous.
different era too. It's a different era, you know. Like
What a
watches
classy
were-
guy, man. He's so cool. Honestly, he's so cool. He was so cool.
He was a war hero.
That's one of the classiest watches ever made, I think.
That looks good, eh? I can
I
see
mean-
him wearing this watch, man.
Oh yeah,
What a cool guy.
pure class
Mm.
and understated at the same time.
Absolutely beautiful. Bear, tell me this. Why don't politicians these days, they're all scared to wear expensive watches? They get called out for it, you know. It's
Because
not a
we
good
have
look.
become we're in time of a
Right.
very harsh criticism by people who are basically all day long on social media. People are very judgmental. People are very critical. People are just ripping everyone into pieces for even the smallest reason. So
Really?
you have to, as a politician, you are in a job of public relations. You have to be always on guard, which is kind of sad. You should
Yes.
really wear what you like, and you should really.
Marilyn Monroe gave JFK a president. We've also got a super chat here from Pavel, $2. Does Mark still have plastic stickers on it? Do you have stickers on yours?
No, it was it does have stickers, but they are slip covers that I put on there that are specially designed for Rolex. The actual factory stickers, well, the watch was de-stickered by the AD. So Clyde would have flounced out of there, grabbed his $30,000 and run out of the store. I, on the other hand, allowed them to de-sticker my watch as per Rolex regulations.
CB, $5. A man that laid Marilyn, he is indeed cool.
Fucking right.
We've got another
And-
super chat.
Tickology, $2. Mark, next piece you have your eyes on.
Well, I think it's going to be a very tough get, as Bear will confirm. But every day that goes by and I do not get a call from my AD telling me forget the celebration, pick something else, is a good day because they've listed me for that one. The celebration OP41 with the colorful balls all over it. Yeah.
Do you realize what that's going to go for, eh? When it comes out.
Probably 100,000, 75,000 to 100,000.
It's going to be between 75 and 100,
Yeah.
and it's probably going to be discontinued after a year.
Well, I've given up trying to predict what Rolex is going to discontinue and on the outcome of presidential elections because I'm always wrong. But I know why you say that. It certainly seems likely. I'm just hopeful that it may.
Hey, it's not impossible. Somebody's going to get it. It's not.
They have to make some, or they wouldn't have announced it, right?
Correct.
But
Correct.
my guy, and like I said, my guy has not called me and told me to switch gears, and so that's a good thing.
On the other hand, I've been told that that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Bear, you've been told also that there's going to be less, that special edition Oyster Perpetual, that's going to be rarer than a Platinum Daytona.
Oyster Perpetual?
You know, that celebration dial that Mark's talking about, that's going to be rarer. Wasn't it you who was saying?
Yeah, we were just talking about it actually just now.
That's going to be one of the rarest watches.
Yeah. There will be ADs that are not going to get one anyway.
Super chat.
CB, $5. Marilyn could have made Goldberg change his opinion.
Well, you know what? That's stupid. That's like saying Brad Pitt could get CB to change his opinion, and I don't think so.
Brad Pitt might. Listen.
Well, listen. We haven't learned anything about CB here, but we learned a little something about Bear.
There you go. Listen, that's a pretty boy. That is a very, very pretty man.
Okay, so Bear, which Brad Pitt? Give me a, 7 Brad Pitt or
the vampire Brad Pitt.
Oh boy, yeah. So interview. Okay, all right. Hold on. Brackets. Interview with the Vampire Brad Pitt or Legends of the Fall Brad Pitt?
Maybe Legends of the Fall. I gotta go with that. Yeah, I gotta go with that.
Okay, me too. Super chat.
Well, we got a super chat from Liminal, $2.
Gracias.
Signs point to yes.
Thank you.
There we go. It's I got to tell you something, Bear. Omega, if you look at their model line, Seamaster was Submariner. You had the Speedy Daytona. They have some very big tie-ins. Their Omega's big line, their Rolls-Royce line, was the Constellation, and it never really. I think because the waterproofing was the issue, Bear. What do you think? Is that the reason? Waterproofing? Lack of waterproofing?
Super chat.
I don't know. I don't think so, but you got some super chats.
Super chats, SR Bell, $2. Mark, how big of a salami could you ingest?
Well, more than $1.99's worth, but you don't have that. You don't have more than $1.99's worth.
And we got Thomas Burdett, £5. Omega have been to the moon and are ready for Mars. Opinion on the X33 Mars timer, better than Breitling Aerospace? Actually, I hate the X33.
So
I got to be honest with you. Do you like the X33? Bear? I hate that watch. That is a...
I love it. I'm not going to lie to you. I also like the Breitling Aerospace. I don't dislike it, but I find it very cool. Wasn't it used with recent Elon Musk project thing? I think there's something cool about it. It is probably the watch that will be used to go to Mars. I'm pretty sure that's the good guess. So that makes it really cool. I love them both. I love them both.
Liminal Archie Luxury live stream. I messed up my super chat. Didn't you have a Quartz Seamaster? Which was it? And do you still have it? No, I don't. I do not have.
I had one. I had one. And what it was I had the Japanese domestic market stainless steel one with stainless steel bezel, blue wavy dial. It was beautiful. And it got stolen in Mexico because I gave it to the guy there, and it got stolen by a taxi driver in Mexico. Unfortunate. But
it got stolen. How did it get stolen by a taxi driver? What the hell?
Well, in Mexico, everybody there knows better than to just wave down a cab. You can't wave down a cab because they'll drive you into an alley and rob you at knife point, which is what happened. If you want a cab, you got to call Uber or a radio taxi where there's some record of who the cabbie is. So anyway,
this is the one my dad had, Bear. This is the Omega my dad had. It's called a Polaris, I think. That's a Polaris.
They're just too fiddly.
Bell, $2. Mark, does it hurt the first time up the
culo?
I don't understand what you're asking.
That's not really nice.
Come on, we gotta come on, guys. Seriously, doesn't look? I be honest with you. Mark is my good friend. I really enjoy having Mark here because
anything for the money. I'm just offended by the $1.99.
Yeah, $1.99.
Well, here it is. This is the Omega I had, Bear. I just found it. There, here we go. That's the Omega that I had. There we go.
Cool, man.
That is the Omega. Now, I thought I was so cool because what I did was, so it came on a rubber strap, right? And what I did was, Bear, I actually, listen to this. I actually put the watch onto a Spydale. Remember those gold-plated Spydale?
They were stretchy.
Yeah, that's right. That sort of thing. I put it on that. I remember that.
Oh man, that's
And
awful.
yeah,
How old
that's
were you, Archie?
exactly. Oh, this was when I was in high school. High school, Bear.
Is this when you were playing your clarinet and took the briefcase to school and
Well,
wore the
Bear, when
suit?
you say that high school
the
Archie
one,
was playing
Bear.
clarinet, you got to make air quotes about, you know.
The high school Archie looked exactly like Archie now. Not much different. He was about 50 years old when he went to
I beg
college.
to differ, Archie. Archie was a pretty boy back in the day.
Actually, you know what, Marky? You're right.
Mm.
He was a good-looking guy, man.
Archie was
Well, he still is a good-looking man, no question about it. A little bit chubby.
That's true, but he was a fine. He cut a fine figure.
Yeah.
Much
Actually,
like
I know the picture actually you're referring to. I know exactly the picture you're referring to.
You know what though? This Omega with the X.
And you know, actually, I don't even have that picture anymore. That was stolen in the burglary, Bear.
Get out of here!
Yeah, listen, don't worry.
Yeah.
It's all over the internet. You can easily retrieve it from one of your videos.
That is a beautiful watch.
I wouldn't go that far.
No, it's quartz.
I
It's
like
quartz.
The bezel
was-
is a little atrocious. You know,
Yeah,
Bear,
bezels.
I've attempted to buy the aerospace many times, but every time I'm about to, like pull the trigger, I watch Tim Masso explaining how to use it, and then I go, "Fuck this," because it's too fiddly. There's just too many little fiddly components to the program.
True.
Yeah.
My problem is in my head goes, oh shit, how much money for quartz? What the fuck am I doing?
Oh, I didn't know it was quartz. Well,
Another
just
super chat
because I
for
don't
Marky.
like quartz,
The
but-
Sir Bell is
It's Bell 67 $2. Mark, are you forbidden from buying Goebbels?
again, I have to remind Sir Bell that on this channel,
It's gerbils.
we do not hurt animals in any shape or form. That's just
No rodents were harmed in the making of this live stream.
never. We had a lot of rodents come out of this channel,
Archie,
and
get
they
that.
live happily ever after.
Whoa, Archie, could you click that off? It's pretty nasty. Thank you.
You don't like it?
No, click off.
Okay. Sorry.
Thank you. No, click off the super chat.
Remove the super chat from the screen, you fuckface.
Bear, can I ask you something? By the way, I'm wearing a shirt. I don't know if you noticed my new t-shirt I'm wearing today. Freedom to make, right to repair. Look at that.
Correct.
Now, the big thing is, I got to tell you this. Would you, if you were, I don't know if it's worth becoming a watchmaker if you can't buy parts. Like, say you start a job as a watchmaker, you learn the craft.
Super chat.
But you can never. Oh, let's get on to Curly, real world Curly, $10. I want to thank the many punters who supported the Freedom Channel, which no longer exists. Archieverse has the greatest punters. They are generous and should always be appreciated. Fuck you, Crappy. What happened there?
Crappy who?
I don't know. Actually, honestly, I don't know. I know that they started the stream last night. I watched it a little bit. I went to sleep. I told them good night. So what is this about? I have no idea. Crappy nuked watch Nicholas. Wow. What a bullshit. That's a typical Crappy. The man who pretends to be a indifferent guy who is so cool. He's a Larry David. He's a Seinfeld. He's so cool. He's not fazed by anything.
He's a
The White
self-hating Jew,
Knight.
unlike me.
Do you remember? Do you, by the way, remember this gentleman, this White Knight? What was his channel originally called? It was Crappy, Luxury, and Cheap Whores.
Ah, that's right.
This gentleman.
How do you remember this, Bear?
because I was always watching, and that was interesting time. So to be very honest with you, what a low form. You know what? I gotta be frank and honest. It's something that I always respected Archie, no matter how nasty people would get, and no matter how many enemies he had, he never ever took any action to put someone's channel out of business. That is just wrong. If that's the case, I don't know. Curly, you always can jump and explain. Obviously, this platform is always open to Curly, to Watch Nicholas, to Narky, to Shot, to time to all these guys. You have a platform to talk about it if they really remove your channel, which is, I think, now fourth or fifth time that what's going on?
Well, we have a question from Larry York, aka Crappy Luxury.
What does he say?
It says, "Hi guys, did I miss something?" Look, it's in the.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, yeah. Larry David, eh?
No, Larry York.
Larry York. Yeah, he always like does this shtick. He thinks he's so fucking calm and cool. And
that's his name. Okay.
We are all, you know what? Actually, this guy who pretends to care about you and
yes,
and comes on your show, yet every opportunity to screw you, man. Every opportunity to go after your panelists, to make nasty comments, to just not a good guy. Really not a good guy. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. Sorry about that, Watch Nicholas. Sorry, Curly.
Yeah. So what happened? They pulled the channel down.
I guess so. That's what Curly says. That's
Okay.
what Curly says.
Hello, Larry York, aka Crappy Luxury.
And you know, Archie, the 80%, 90% of the viewers were all Archie Luxury punters because naturally it's a similar, how would I say, it's that mentality of the channel, you know. So they were gravitating to it regardless. It's just too bad because it was humorous. It was a good channel. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. It was funny, wasn't it? You know,
Yeah.
It was very funny.
Yeah. And you know what? Anyone that actually thinks that Curly's malicious, they don't fucking understand him. You know, like the guy is just entertaining himself. He just does this because that's the way of him venting, doing different things than a regular life. He had a fun, and people were enjoying that with him. And why does someone need to take that away? Take a look through the loophole, find a way. Now, what are we left to watch the fucking Crappy Luxury talk about the air fryers? Come on, man. Seriously. Or to badmouth Archie and Bear and Goldberg and whoever he can, right? That's just.
Well, this is what happens when you're on Social Security eating cat food.
Yeah, I guess so. Can you drop the link for Curly if he wants to jump on? It's really
Sure,
up to him.
jump on. He would love to have a chat to Curly there. Let's see what Curly can explain what's happened. Because I know nothing about this. The time zone I'm in, I know nothing about.
Watch Nicholas is here. I don't know if he watches. If you are here and you want to jump on, Nick, you're always welcome as well, of course.
It's yeah, it's an interesting space here, Bear. They get very funny. It's a very competitive world, Bear.
No, this is nothing to do. This is not about being competitive. I'm sorry.
I've had some good streams with Crappy, but you know that in all, I don't know what Crappy's like.
The man has 7 faces.
Yeah,
it's a vicious, vinyl, nasty world, ladies and gentlemen.
Are you a Crappy fan, Mark? Mark, are you a Crappy fan?
I absolutely love Crappy, and God bless him and keep him very far from me. He's one. I mean, he's like a neo-Nazi. He's a self-hating Jew. He eats cat food. I mean, there's a lot to recommend him.
I didn't know he. Toyota Mo, medium legend, $5.
That might have been a little bit much.
I unsubscribed from Crappy Luxury. Did you? Medium legend.
I unsubscribed the first time I seen him backstab me after coming to his show and being the most respectful and most polite and not disrespecting his platform. And the first opportunity after he backstabbed me and badmouthed me and described me like some kind of brute and animal and primitive and everything else that you can say nasty about person. So that's when I came to realization this man has not 2, not 3, but 11 faces.
Vicious, vinyl, and nasty.
Neo, $5. Mark started all sorts of stuff with Crappy and Victor. Let's not rewrite history, Mark.
Lies, fairy tales, and cupcakes.
What happened to Victor, Bear? Have you ever heard from him?
Yeah. I exchange occasional message on Facebook with Victor. I love Victor. I think he's a sweetheart. He is a good guy, good kid. I don't know how to describe. I mean, he's a young guy. I enjoyed him on your channel. He lives now his own private, personal, little quiet life, and he's good. We always wish each other different happy holidays.
Nice guy. Victor's an excellent guy with a fantastic collection, a good business, a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah, and entertaining, interesting, not boring to listen. And
oh my God, he's had quite a life. I mean, he's had beautiful women. He's had who was that ice skater who was crazy? That gay ice skater he married,
right?
And I'm trying to remember. He's just had a very interesting and public life. Very, very.
Yes, definitely interesting guy. You have another super chat from Hello Humanity.
Yes, sir. We do have another super chat.
I don't know what he's talking about. Victor and I we're good. I like Victor. Victor's got a great collection. Good guy. But sorry, go ahead and read it.
CB, $5. Crappy is a sorry, old, poor, angry man. Life must not have been kind to him.
Well, that's true, but you missed one above it.
And we had another super chat from Neo. Mark and Rancher ruined Victor due to their jealousy of him.
No, I think you got that wrong. Victor just stopped coming on, but he's a good guy, and I never had beef with Victor.
I don't remember. I remember that the viewers got nasty with him when it was disclosed that he was bisexual and that he had a relationship with men. I don't remember panelists giving him a hard time. I remember that the chat was nasty to him. That's what I remember. And that was unfortunate because we allow homophobes to fucking have their nasty fucking bullshit attack on a guy for no reason. Fuck, who cares what his sexual orientation is when he was so fucking great for the show, which is total fucking bullshit.
Bondage and discipline. I don't understand what everyone gets off creating all this hate and striking channels, etc. What was wrong with everyone having fun?
Nothing there, Bondage. That's exactly the point. The people that strike are Tim the Grifter. They did a couple of strikes and they threatened Archie to strike him. And obviously, they also strike the Alex. And they strike, and this now, what's his name? Crappy, obviously strike the.
Watch Nicholas.
Right.
Yankee Doodle, $5. When I see a Rolex, it leaves me cold. I see an unimaginative me too.
I don't.
Unimaginative. Tell me this,
I enjoy wearing Rolex. I like wearing Rolex. I feel good when I wear Rolex. I don't have a problem with that. I don't want to wear a Rolex every day all the time, but I like wearing my steel pieces occasionally.
Yeah. I love two-tone, Bear. I really love two-tone. I actually think I could be one and done with this sub, Bear. You know that I could be one and done with a Submariner, Bear.
Yeah,
Blue
I
shirt,
heard that.
good style.
I heard that actually numerous times.
Bluesy is the perfect watch, really. It's sporty and it's dressy all at once. And it's
I'm not happy, guys. I should have fucking bought it. Fuck me, Dad.
Yeah. Well, you can get a bluesy. I think they're plentiful enough.
Yeah, I know. I know. Well, I don't know. I said to him after, "Hey, can I?" Oh, sorry, Bear. It's gone. Oh, fuck. Okay.
Yeah, just
Well,
ask for one. They'll get you one within 6 months, I would think.
I guess so. I really don't know why I turned it down. To this day, I don't understand. Maybe because I was under influence of medication.
You can't buy everything. You know.
True.
Tell me this, Bear, your watch collection itself there, would you get some more stable Omegas, some Breitlings?
Who knows what I'm gonna get? I talked to Bua yesterday. I tried to actually do that as a topic of the
Yes.
show. What is next watch for Bear Clooney?
Yeah.
I'm leaning. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be buying the Tudor FXD. I really like that
Ooh.
watch, and I want to wear it. It's a watch I know I'm gonna wear. You know what I mean? It's not going to safe. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna make me nervous. It's not gonna be a huge impact financially, and it's a cool watch. So I'm kind of leaning toward that because I told you I don't want to buy anything very expensive.
Wow.
That's non Rolex.
Yes. Hmm. I've got to be totally honest with you. I honestly, Bear, at the moment, do you see things getting in the world? What's happening? Tell me this. Is it tougher? Is it easier? Restaurant business?
You're breaking up, Archibald.
The hotel industry, how is it going? Rooms are booked. Everything's doing well, isn't it?
Yeah, thank God. I have to say, business is good. No complaints. I think that what COVID did to us, it made us very resilient and also made people hungry to travel. And if you do a good service, if you have a good customer service, if you have a good product, you'll do well. At least in Canada, I can say for Canada and US, the hotels and the tourism is on the rise.
I got to tell you, Bear, is inflation slowing down? Because I've heard massive price increases across the board for many brands. Vacheron in Australia has just put prices up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
to be very
fucking
honest with
crazy.
you, Australian dollar is really he's really sunk, man. And I'm assuming they have to because there's such a difference in the price. If you're buying for Australian dollar right now, that's like to buy a Rolex in AD there, it's a winner chicken dinner. Your prices are lowest in the world. Do you realize
Yeah.
that? At one time, during the Brexit, when reactionary drop of the British pound happened, that was the situation in UK. You could literally take a flight and with the price difference, enjoy your time in England and then pick up the watch.
Super chat.
Yeah.
Super chat. We've got a great super chat here. Bondage and Discipline, $10. Thank you, Bondage and Discipline. And it says, Bondage and Discipline says here, Bear, get a Roman Gouthier C next. I don't think Bear likes that sort of stuff. Bear is very, very traditional.
Bear
He
likes a manly one.
Can you bring that watch up so we can take a look?
Sure. Let's get this baby on the screen. I'm getting up now for you, Bear. No problems.
Hey, hello, the general of the generals. Awesome to see you, man. Sorry I didn't see you earlier. Just want to say hi to General, and to Laura Connor. Of course, you are such a classy lady.
Here we go, Bear. What do you think of that? Is that you?
Oh,
Fuck me dead. $81,000.
You're crazy, Bondage. Bondage.
It's like an Explorer.
Bondage. I like the watch, but Bondage. Come on, brother. That's a lot of money. That's a very expensive Explorer. Yeah. It's a cool watch, though. You have to admit it's kind of cool, eh?
That's an Explorer after it takes shrooms.
Oh, my goodness. Archie, how much you said?
80. That's Aussie dollars. 80.
Oh,
80,
Aussie.
80
So,
Aussie.
That's
But
still like
still,
50
that's like
grand US.
60 grand. 60 grand. Yeah, 60.
yeah,
Thousand.
that's expensive
I mean,
watch.
fuck, Bear, you could get some really amazing watches for that sort of money. Bear, what's the point? What is the point? Your point that you sort of decide, shit, that's starting to be hurt money. What's the financial?
For me, the watches that I like buying are under 15,000 Canadian dollars.
I see.
That to me,
It hurts.
yeah,
It's not like donating a liver.
correct. I am very, very disturbed when watch exceeds 20,000 Canadian dollars. That disturbs me very much. And precious metal at 55,000 Canadian dollars and up is definitely something that requires planning. It's not something that can happen easily. So, yeah, I'd say ideal price for me was at one time, Rolex was like, still Rolex was 10.
10.
Yeah, 10. Beautiful, 10, right?
Do you remember the good old days when you could pick up most things in Rolex steel for like $5,000-$6,000?
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
You could keep having your $5,000.
Yes, the $5,000. Shit.
It's not my, actually I forgot. It's not just my job, it's my passion, right?
Fuck, that was so fuck, that feels like a lifetime ago, Bear.
Yeah, man. And you keep having your $5,000.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It does feel like a lifetime ago, no question about it. Huh. Crazy. What about the non-Rolex watch? What are you eyeing for the... Oh, I know. You're getting the green dial Santos.
Exactly. That's for Marky. Marky's getting the green dial Santos.
I hope so.
Because you looked at the blue one, didn't you? They had the blue one. They were all...
The blue ones was sitting in the case for like at least a month, if not more.
And it's going to still sit there.
Yeah, maybe it's still there. I don't know. And
here we go. We got a super chat from Yankee Doodle, $2. Bear, do you have a retirement account or all into watches?
I absolutely have RSP account, which I contribute every year because it provides amazing tax benefits. So the answer is yes, 100%.
100%.
Yes, sir.
When do you want to retire? You said if you retire, you die, right?
Let's retire.
Depends on my mood. It depends on my mood, Archie. When I say that, I must have been in a bad mood.
Retirement. Listen, guys, you're either earning money or you're spending money. Which would you rather do?
Both.
Right, and that's working.
Yesterday, I had lunch with a school friend. I went to school with this guy, and he's actually I went to primary school with him, and he's a general manager he was a general manager at Banyan Tree. I'll bring up a picture. Do you want to see a pic? Of course you do. Let's bring a pic up.
Not really. Not really. To be honest, I don't care about Banyan Tree and general manager. I don't care. I want to talk watches.
I'll just show. That's my friend. I took him out for coffee after the show.
Did he give okay to show the picture?
No, but I just only 2 minutes. Okay, 1 minute there. Now the thing is, what happened was, we both were talking, and I said to him, "When would you like to retire?" He said, "If I could afford to do." He's 50, so we're both 50. He'd like to retire straight away.
Why?
He just said, "Like, I'd like to do my own thing." He actually very much likes to go to the gym. He likes to do a lot of exercise.
Well, why can't you do that while he's working? You can go to everybody.
Because he's like you. He's like a general manager at a big. He actually left Banyan Tree. He's at another. I think he's at Radisson now or something. But anyhow, what I'm trying to say to you is,
the general managers of the hotels have all the freedom and free time in the world. So he's full of shit. You are semi-retired once you get to be a general manager. Believe me.
Okay.
You get paid to have a 2-hour lunch. Okay, so let's not make it a big deal out of it.
Okay.
People are funny.
Tiktology, $10 panel, build a collection of as many watches as you like for a total of $30,000 US. You know what?
Go ahead, Archie.
You need to have one sort of Rolex in the collection. So I would say I would be going for a nice, beautiful Rolex like a Air King. That's 10,000. Okay.
Yeah, 10,000 US, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Because this is 30,000 US. Okay. So then what else I would get is I would get myself some sort of Speedmaster, right? So that's probably going to be another 6,000. So 16. Okay.
Okay.
I would then want some sort of. I'd add like a Breitling Planet. I'd add a tuner. 3 to 4,000. That's 20 grand. So we've got a Rolex Air King, we've got a Speedy, and we've got a tuner Black Bay. Then we've got 10 left. 10 left, Bear. You could buy a lot of good stuff for $10,000.
Okay.
I would love to. I'd personally be saying I'd like to go for a Reverso. If you don't want to do Reverso, you could go for like a Planet Ocean or some sort of a Zenith. Is a number of things. You could $10,000. You could get a really nice thing. Wouldn't a Breguet Type 20 be beautiful?
Yeah, it would actually.
Much cheaper than 10,000. You could probably get that 6. So, you know.
On a bracelet, probably 7. I like them on a bracelet. I really do. So
and then I just, you know what I'd add as a beater? I reckon a sword hand Seamaster. I mean, we had that to start at the front of the show.
Right.
Seamaster came up, the sword hand. I think who would mention that? That was JCB. He mentioned it. JCB.
Yeah,
what would you do? $30,000 US. That's a good price point. What would you do, Bear?
I would let Mark go first.
Well, I might surprise you, but I don't think I'll surprise Bear.
Yep.
I would buy any double quick set date in yellow gold. Probably be a 36 millimeter, but that's what I would do. One.
Really?
And done.
Really?
Uh-huh. And I would wear it every day.
I'm going to do Rolex Sub No Date, 40 millimeter.
Here's 12.
I will going to do
so much money, Bear. That's so much money gone. Boom. That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Okay. The next I'm going to do is Batman GMT or black actually. Black.
So now you got 4,000 left.
No, that's the black is only about 12.
You got 6,000 left.
So, and then I'm going to get
Polar Explorer, 40 millimeter.
GMT. But I already have GMT. No.
True.
So I'm going to go for chronograph. Obviously, it cannot be Rolex. But I don't need a chronograph. Why do I need a chronograph?
You get that Breitling, that B01 movement.
That's not bad. You know what? I don't need chronograph. Fuck chronograph. I'm going to go and get something to wear. Breitling, eh? Breitling. No, I'm gonna get a Santos.
Santa.
Good one.
Done.
Good one.
And that serves as a dress piece as well.
Oh yeah.
And I'm happy. That's actually a nice trio. I know when I'm thinking three pieces, I always have to think GMT, chronograph, diver. Why do I need chronograph? Why is the chronograph taking that?
Well, just because it's like the thing that's done, but you it's not what's done by you necessarily.
Right.
I love the idea of just taking one really nice watch and just being done with the whole damn thing. That's why I pick, because you know what? If I get 3 or 4 watches, I'll just be serially rotating them.
Yeah.
And the idea of having one just really nice watch with every feature that you need. It's waterproof. It's got the day. It's got the date. It's gold, but it's still sporty. It kind of appeals.
Very true. Very true.
Maybe the exit watch. I would love to have an exit to this madness.
Platona.
Well, I don't think that's a great exit. It's an incredible piece. It's a pinnacle piece. It's a grail piece. But I mean, who's going to walk around in a Platona as your daily? It's just...
Oh, as a daily? No, you're right. So you're talking exit, like done and over, and I don't care about watches anymore.
Sell off everything. Keep this. I'm done. That, like, okay, maybe a G-Shock or a Timex for the gym. Yeah, for me, that would probably be that day date.
Interesting.
Mm.
Wow,
the watch I'm wearing, I could probably get for that 30. So either like a day date or a gold sub, but just be done.
Yeah. Gotta leave the room for the shitter. Yeah, well, yeah, shitters come and go. It's okay, right? It's a good question from Technology, right? You give a very interesting dollar amount. It's not excessive. It is, but yet still a lot of money. So you have to.
It is a lot of money.
You have to think carefully, right? And what do you want from that? It's a definitely interesting question with the interesting dollar amount. I like that. I like those kind of questions that actually genuinely trigger your thoughts and make you actually come up with the.
Stretches the brain.
Right. Topster says white gold Submariner checks all the boxes.
Well, it does, but that's a lot more like 40 than 30, I think.
Yeah. You're not wrong. You cannot pick up. I think the only precious metal you can pick for 30 is the 36 millimeter day date. You're right about that. Or maybe gold Yachtmaster with white dial. Or
I will just be back. One toilet break, Bear. One toilet break for my. I'll be back, Bear. Just
no
cover
problem.
me.
Yeah, we'll cover you, man. And what did I want to say? The Topster, no Topster, who is the Pinnaker, says Chrono could double as a dress piece also. That's true. Chronographs tend to be dressy. So, well, not all. I mean, there are chronographs on the diver watches, which I never understood why. But some people like that. However, chronographs traditionally are kind of in a dress watch format, right? So I agree. Please, sir, may I go to toilet? To the toilet, to the water closet. ABC. You can get 20 squales for 30,000. Huh. Squale.
Squally. Oh my God.
Big Sal wants blue dial overseas, one and done. That's a cool watch. Blue dial. You can pick a blue dial overseas. Do you like Vacheron overseas, Mark?
I do. I like the second generation best.
They're a bit chunkier. They're a bit robust. But similar. They're not that different.
I do like it. I think they've had 3 generations of that, and I like the middle one.
Correct.
Yeah.
The third generation is thinner, a little more elegant. It has a Geneva seal movement, and he also has a Geneva seal case.
A bit too feminine for my taste.
I can understand that.
I'm a manly man.
You're a manly man, exactly. But you do like the whole concept design behind it.
I do, yeah.
You never been into AP, which is also still.
I hate the name Aldi Malpigay. You actually have to hurt your face in order to say it. Now those
I remember you talking about Gérard Perregaux.
Gérard Perregaux. Also, Zachary and Constantin. You know what? You want people wonder why the French are angry. Like they have got to twist their faces to just say anything.
Right. Yeah, that's true. So from the Holy Trinity, what would be your watch? What is the Mark Goldberg
and Rolex? I really
no Holy Trinity, Marky. I'm talking Vacheron, Patek, and AP. You got to pick one, and not brand, actual watch.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm picking one of those, it's either that second generation overseas, or it's one or another of the Royal offshores. Or if it was in the Patek, it'd be the pilot's watch. You know, with the dual time.
Ooh, pilots! You like? I like that too.
Yeah, of course you do.
The pilot Calatrava, which doesn't look like anything like Calatrava. He has this sporty look.
Barely looks like a Patek.
He does. He has the IWC look a little bit, right?
Yeah, a little bit. But with that second hand, I mean, it's very clever. It's a very, very cool. I think it's a cool watch.
Very true. I did pick. I remember the show when they were picking favorite Calatrava, and I picked that, which is definitely cool. They're not very, they're not very hard to get at this moment.
I don't think it's a popular. In Patek, it's a bit of an outlier. So I don't think it's really like, the popular watch. In gold, it's very expensive. 50, right? But didn't they come out with it in steel? Do I right about that? So it's a little more obtainable. If I'm right, and they came out with steel, I'm not 100% on that.
You're right. Actually, we both love the Patek Pilot watch, Calatrava Pilot.
The 5524.
That one.
Beautiful.
That one, Archibald. That one is not hype, right? That's not relatively easy to get, right?
I don't think any Patek is easy to get anymore, Bear.
You're probably right.
Can we do a life safety check on Mikey? I want to make sure that he hasn't succumbed to.
Mikey. You
want to make sure, like the lathe has the fumes from the lathe haven't put him under.
Mikey, are you Googling or what the fuck are you doing?
Life safety check, Mikey. Are you with us? Did you start up the chainsaw and succumb to the fumes? All right.
Mikey doesn't respond.
And have Mikey. He could be in a diabetic coma. We just need to know he's okay.
Okay. I'm here, dog rancher.
Hey, everything's fine. Don't worry about me. Click.
Mikey usually says goodbye, and his goodbyes take at least 5 minutes, so I don't know what's going on.
His avatar is there, so I assume he's passed out at the switch.
Mm-hmm.
He might be on the phone. Sometimes he gets the calls, and then he talks to somebody. That's.
Yes.
It really slowed down, Archie. What's going on? Are we gonna get any super chats, any support? I mean, we tried to put a good show. It's
I thought we had a great show. Tomorrow's topic, Bear. You know what tomorrow's topic is?
Tell me.
Breitling. We want to build a Breitling collection.
Ooh, that's my show. I can't wait. I've got a few of those.
Well, that's a good brand to include. Yeah. I agree. It can be interesting, definitely.
The thing I find interesting is Breitling and Tudor have got a partnership. So if Rolex is taking Breitling really serious,
they're swapping movements. It's like swapping.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So it's a very interesting situation. Very, very interesting.
I lost mine. I don't know where.
Yes, you didn't find it yet?
No, it's been gone most of a year. I really don't. Yeah, it's a little disturbing. I try not to think about it, but then I've had to consistently stop myself from buying another one. I mean, they're like $5,000. That's like a lot of money to lose, to just like lose. Mikey!
Hey, Mikey, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right. We're just checking in on you.
Where the heck did you go?
Sugar was low. Had to go eat something.
There
What
we
did you eat?
I ate a couple pieces of chicken and some vegetables and some homemade like deep fries, French or potato chips,
Nice.
but like homemade.
Mikey, how low were you?
It wasn't that low. My alarm went off at 68, which isn't
Ooh,
very low at
yeah,
all.
no, that's time to do something.
Well, no, that's not very low. I mean,
It's not scary, but it's do something before it winds up at 60.
well,
58.
I got one of these automatic alarm things,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so
Right.
when it hits 68, that means it's on a downtrend.
Listen, guys, this is nothing to fuck around with. My stepbrother died at 44 years of age from diabetic coma before all this excellent technology that alerts people to what's happening. So this is deadly.
Yeah.
This is deadly. This is
Well,
not funny stuff. So
it's an invaluable tool. I've been able to use it along with my fast-acting insulin.
Is this on your iPhone?
It can be, but I just carry the reader around in my pocket.
I see.
But with it, I take 3 different injectables every day. One 24-hour, one with meals, and one to just help flatten things out. That's not really an insulin. But with the fast-acting insulin, I'm able to adjust the size of the shot to the meal that I eat, and I've been able to keep my sugar right at 100, 99% of the time. My average overall is 112, and my A1C is 6.1. So if anybody knows those numbers, those are stellar. Those are stellar numbers for somebody who doesn't have diabetes.
yeah, those are good.
So I went to the doctor the other day to have I have an ingrown toenail that's caused me big problems, and they said, well, excuse me.
Drink something.
They said having the artificial heart valve and being on blood thinners, they'd rather not cut. I wanted them to cut my toenail off. I'm just tired of it. Okay, I wanted fucking done with it. And they're like, well, let's let it ride for a little longer. See if we can try some other methods because they don't want to. But then they wouldn't even consider it unless it was somebody like me who had their diabetes basically under control, and that shows in your A1C, which is most people struggle to be in the sevens, and to get below 7 is like a milestone, and I'm at 6.1. So the doctor recognizes that I have it. And I can't say knock on simulated wood veneer here. I can't say I have it under control, but I'm doing a pretty fucking good job. And it's probably not the way my nutritionist would have me do it, but I've got a system that's working real well. But occasionally this little meter will go off, and it goes off luckily at like a not tragically low number. So that I have time to go eat something, and it bumps right back up to 100, and everything's cool. I'll show you. I'll take it right now.
Oh, that's very good.
And so, I mean, I'm telling you, I've got it pretty fucking dialed in. You know, but when the buzzer goes off, I do obey it. You know, I go eat something, and I don't have to necessarily eat sweets. I just have to put something in my belly, and then my body just straightens itself out.
I have a question for you, Marky.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, Mikey. Yes, I'm Mikey. Mikey, when was the first time you appeared on Archie Luxury live stream?
It must have been around the beginning of COVID, close to 2 years ago, maybe.
You don't remember specifically?
Super chat.
Not really. I remember being excited and blurting out a bunch of shit I shouldn't have, and
Who was on a panel? Oh, super chat. Sorry. Thank
Super
God.
chat, Saravang. By the way, that's a Volvo to a 144, I think. Volvo 144 in his avatar. $2 for Mike the Snake's medical device demonstration. $2. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Do you remember who was on the panel at that time?
Yeah, I believe Marco may have been just exiting or had just exited. You were there. And Tim was on, and there were a number of other people I can't think of right now, but those are the few that pop up immediately to mind. But it was after. It was
Fern
go
J,
ahead.
75, $10 Pontiff. I know you were a huge world timer guy. What are your thoughts on the JLC Q606354? Was offered new for 35,000. Goodbye. Oh, be very, 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 very careful with JLC because.
Let's bring it up, Archie. Let's take a
bring
look
this
at this
baby
one.
up on the screen. Let's bring her up.
You are huge. He got that part right.
You got to be careful because some of these JLCs, they fucking tank. They tank like no tomorrow. Let's call this one up. Now this here, what the fuck is it's a duometer. It's a duometer. These are 35,000. What the hell is this thing? It's a fuck 70. Look at this. Look at this bear. It's 70 grand Aussie. Yeah. Oh fuck, bear. These things. This is a travel time? I don't think it's kind of unique travel time. It's not a travel time in the true world time in the true sense, but I'd probably be staying away from it, bear. What do you think? 35,000, bear. It's white gold. What would you do, bear? I think maybe stay. 35,000 is a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and I probably wouldn't be putting it into there. You can get a paddock.
Yeah, exactly. Anytime you can replace that word with you can get a paddock for that money. That's the default answer, basically. Don't you think, Arch?
Yeah, I think that's have a look on Chrono 24. Let's see if we can get a paddock world time. What can we get this bugger for? Let's bring her up. So I'd say a paddock 5130. That's the bigger one than I had. The bigger. See, look at this. You can get a paddock world time. Load of height. Look at this, guys. In the third, I'd rather get the fucking Patek, Fern J. I'd rather get this Patek.
You keep breaking up. Is it just me or like you breaking up?
No,
yeah, I think breaking up.
You tell me.
You're breaking up, bro.
Sorry. Is it better now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Better now. You're breaking up like Steve Austin, $6 Million Man. She's breaking up.
I'd rather get a Patek than one of those JLCs.
Actually, you should $35,000 you can get used world time Patek, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you get the one you had for 35,000 US?
It's cheaper. They're cheaper.
So why would you be going Zezelacoute if you can get Patek world time?
Yeah, I'd say you either have to be a big JLC fan and already have the other watches you want.
Yeah,
and like be in love with this watch.
Tim Masso wanted to have all the Zezelacoute premier watches. Like, okay, so he was strictly collecting one brand, and in that case, okay, I can understand that.
Yeah,
but
otherwise,
that's like going for GMT that costs more than Rolex GMT, and you're going for that GMT. when you can get what GMT is all about. To me, Patek wall time is the ultimate wall time. That's the wall time. It isn't that's their innovation, right? They produced the first wall time. They are the wall time.
It was, yeah, that was that. They got it under license from a guy.
But we have some super chats, Archie. We're missing, right?
Super chats. We got another super chat coming in fast and furious. Here we got Pavel, $5. I remember when you bought that biker friend of yours on the stream, Mikey. What happened with him? Does he still watch?
Yeah, he still drops in every once in a while. He moved. He's taking care of his parents, as I am. So he doesn't have as much time to come on and hang out and visit. We don't see each other as often anymore. Me and him used to rebuild Harley Davidsons together, and we had a lot of fun, a lot of great rides.
Ali Reza, $17.33. You all are nuts. That JLC is phenomenal at that price. Different. Well, it's. I suppose it's not a real world timer in the true sense, but it is a duometer, which is a super complicated.
It's just that it's going to be hard to get out of. That's the main thing.
Okay, I mean, JLC and Patek both make watches in a wide range, right? But I think the statement across the board can be said that if there's an offering from either of those two watches at the same price, and they're both like watches, that the default answer is always going to fall on Patek.
Well, that's because you're going to get out of the Patek super easy.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, but if you're just like, maybe you've already got all the Pateks and you're just a JLC lover, or like Ali says, you know, that it's something you appreciate more as a hot horological piece, then you know you'd go for that. And in those, I think those people that buy that aren't really looking at the back end. You know, they're just looking at what they want, what they love. I mean, that's kind of how I look at stuff. I don't really care what I'm going to sell it for generally. I mean, there's a small percentage of it, but
then you're definitely different than Goldberg and I, because frankly, I know Goldberg does the same thing what I do. We don't buy fucking anything without evaluating. Are we going to lose any money on it if we get out of it?
A lot of times I go into it knowing I'm not going to get my money out of it. But
it's like when they build a skyscraper. What they firstly do is they got to submit a demolition plan. How they're going to pull it down after the building is finished.
Yeah, exactly. That's I like that. That's actually nice. True. Exactly.
No, but I am guilty of the impulsive kind of just I want it now. I don't care.
You can't get, Archie.
What?
You can't always get what you want. You try sometime.
I love it.
You just might find you get what you need.
Yeah. How was the last night? Your late night show? I didn't watch it.
It wasn't too bad actually. We had Sirocco on. He came on.
Okay.
We had good fun.
What did he decide on that watch?
Well, I said to him, unless you really want it, I said the problem is you're going to get the price isn't fantastic, and if you're just buying it because you think it's it's not a bargain. It's very expensive.
Fair price, right? Fair price, but expensive, right?
The problem is if he takes it to Australia, he's going to get hit up the taxes on it, which can be GST 10%.
Yeah, that's true.
That makes it very expensive. It makes it. You better, if he really wants that, buy it in Oz. And does he really, really, really want that one? I mean,
maybe he thought it's an amazing deal. That's what I'm thinking, and then came to realization it's not an amazing deal.
Generally, if the dealer is selling something, it's not super great. You know?
No, dealers do not sell amazing deals. You need to be clever. You need to be at the old age home waiting for someone to go, and then you jump in and you pick it up. That's the great deal.
Or you find a collector who's just like in fuck it mode. And
yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly right, guys. But look, you know what? It's sometimes you've got to know, you got to look around. It's always good to have a look around. I just think that watch is nothing unless you really, really want that combination. Why would you buy it? Thomas G, €5. Archie, it's time for some aesthetic figure skating by Mookie. Now, he sent me a thing here. I'm just going to how do I download this thing?
I know what he sent you. That's hilarious.
Oh,
Yes.
great. All right.
I'm going to bring it up. Let's bring it up. I'll bring it up now for you guys. Let's see if I can share this screen. Okie dokie. How do I share that? There we go. Diddy. Oh, shit. Here we go. Can you hear the sound or you can't hear the sound?
No, you can hear it.
I can hear it.
And there we go, Bear. What did you think of that?
Funny. Just very funny.
So it's interesting clip there.
That music, I think, was from a band called Tangerine Dream.
Quite good.
It's a favorite band of mine from back way back. They had a couple of others. They're just like kind of a progressive keyboard band. I think
Bear, I might wrap the show up a bit early here. We might wrap her up.
oh, please, dear God, yes.
I think no. I'm going to disagree.
No, okay,
Because
no.
I think we need to be respectful to the time slot that we are committed to.
Yes.
I just think we should be. I mean, 15 minutes is not.
I tell you what, let's play that new intro. Do you want me to play the new intro, Bear?
That you can play that all day long, every day. I love that.
Can we play it?
This meeting is now called to order. Give me your progress, Legacy Boy.
Devil, we are doing well. Subscribers are up 30%, and Timok has an evaluation of $10 million.
Silence! Your political false narratives do not work here. I can clearly see the tributes are down. When I decide to run for political office the next election, I will call upon you, original cockroach.
I'm taking as many monetary tributes as I can from the willing cash piggies that are naive enough to buy into my stories of me just being a poor boy in need of help. I am working hard every day.
You are full of shit. You sleep all day, turn on a camera in the evening, and down some edibles expecting results. This is not work, mortal child. You are going to need to work much harder on your manipulative and deceitful tactics, lounge scrounger trust fund boy. If you do not show improved results by the next meeting, we are going to have a problem.
Yes, Master. I know I can do more, and I will.
Archie,
There we go, Bear.
Keslovitz is asking if you can play it again.
For 15 minutes, please.
I don't think we can do it 2 times in a row, Keslovitz. You have to super chat if you want to see it again. I mean, that's the only way we'll play it again and again.
Marky, tell me this. Have you managed to get any converts into the hobby, Marky?
Any converts into the what?
The hobby. You know, like religions. They're always trying to spruik for members, right?
I'm trying to warn people out of this. This is this is an illness. Do not follow us. Save yourself. Turn this channel off immediately. Send your money first, and then get out while you still can. While you still. No, I don't want.
Shit.
I feel like we are. Listen. I'm trying to think. I took off the gold Submariner and I just put on my Longines Zulu time, and I want to say it's my 4th watch of the day.
Wow.
This is not normal. This is not. It's not good. I even have a watch which is specific and special for sleeping in, because it has a rainbow dial of tritium T100 tubes, so it lights up like a torch. I'll wake up in the middle of the night for my piddle, and then I'll like stare at my watch because it's like a party on my wrist in the middle.
Is it a ball?
It's a deep blue.
Ah.
But anyway,
ball
nice.
Is very, very.
How
nice
about you,
with
Bear?
that
Do you try and get some recruits into the hobby, Bear?
Honestly, no. No,
Okay.
I don't. I don't try to if people show interest in watches and to talk about it, I always enjoy that. No question about it. But I never bring up the subject. However, a lot of people know that I'm a watch guy, and they bring up the topic. They're not necessarily the part of the Walking Dead. They're outside the hobby, but they have interest and they ask a couple of questions. The most common questions are about Rolex and why can't you get the Rolex and what's so special about Rolex? Is Rolex the best watch ever? And questions like that. And what do you think I should buy if I cannot get a Rolex and stuff like that?
I got you. What you're saying. So, do many of your friends ask you, "Hey, can you get me a Daytona?" And how many times have you been asked that?
Yeah, many times.
How do you politely tell them no?
my drug dealer is for me only, and only me.
Only if I can get it, I'm getting it for myself. Obviously.
Yeah, I don't share my drug dealer with anybody.
Because I must say, you were very quick to deflect me when I asked you if you could get me something. You were very quick.
I will. Why would I? That's giving you money.
I know. I'm just saying. You've got it all down pat, haven't you?
Yeah, I be honest with you. People don't understand. To get to a point to be entitled to buy something from Rolex, obviously you had to do some spending, and it's not. It didn't come free. Nothing in the world is free. Nothing.
Yes.
I mean, you look here. Mm-hmm.
You look back.
Go ahead.
We're speaking of nothing is free. We got the Rancher on. Hello, Rancher.
Hey,
Back from the Red Barn. Back from the Red Barn.
How was the Red Bar? Fill us in.
Oh, it's good. Bunch of guys with like fun. We're in mid. Oh wait, get that super chat first.
Thomas G, please play. What do I do? What do I do? Video I sent you.
I like that. I like that.
What do I do?
What do I do? I'm 41. I've been 20 years in IT.
Nice.
What do I do? What do I do?
What do I do? That's geez, Bear, that wasn't so long ago. You know, that feels like yesterday, but it was fucking years ago, that video, you know?
Jump out of a basement window.
Yeah, for sure, man.
It was so fucking long ago, you know? This is the...
Mm-hmm.
I met the guy who does the video editing for Theo and Harris.
What did he say?
He said they do it naked and they have to CGI clothes on them.
Yep, exactly.
There's more lubricant on that set that you could possibly imagine.
I'm 41. I've been 20 years in IT. I got 10 years experience in luxury goods. It's a fucking bitch. I want to hear from you guys there. What ways should I improve the channel? I want to know, what do I do? What do I do? Please tell me what I should do. The ratings are slipping. I'm broke. It's a fucking bitch. In my life is when MasterCard's due, Visa's due, and the fucking personal loan on the annual calendar. Help me, boys. Help me. Help me. What can I do? It's a fuck. And fuck me, Dad. You know, I don't know what to do. I've just been given the rissole. The ass! The white birth!
You've made an entire career off of falling ratings. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's so true. I love the pile of the Louis briefcases in the back and Archie in his suit, you know, holding the glass of whiskey. And just basically doing his spiel.
His shtick.
Rancher, was there any interesting watches at the Red Bar? Tell us.
Yes, mine.
What did you bring? The Larique.
The Moser Henry Double Hairspring, of course, the Urban Jurgensen, and a couple other ones.
Any other?
There was a short meeting, man. There was like
Bill Sanders along with him.
I won a rifle. I won a Breitling hat.
You want a fully embalmed Bill Sanders look like.
Oh my God.
Effigy.
Can we get a beret from Bill Sanders? How much would he charge for berets? I mean, I really like one.
Either without mothballs.
Now, Rancher, your Larique, were you going to sell that off? Now that they're so profitable, would you sell yours off or
number 2?
Yeah.
Would you sell it?
It would have to be.
He sells everything. He sells everything, Bear. He sold his 321 Omega.
Listen, one thing I
have my 321 Omega, Archie. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but everything has a price. This is the thing. Rancher is a practical man. He's a good investor, and he buys things that he loves. And then when people love them more than him, he sells them at an enormous profit, and then puts the money into the next thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. But Rancher, I would urge you to keep that Lyrique because it's the last one that you have. It's number 2, and I think that watch has more upside in the future than it does like right now. You know, so I really feel like that's a keeper.
I agree, and also it's a watch that you were personally involved with, so that's not something that's going to be happening daily. So it's a very personal piece. I agree with that.
Also, the thing is, people that look at it, they look at the back, they're mesmerized by how good the finishing on the movement is. But it's when they start winding it, literally, that they're like I've seen that thing drop jaws, just how smooth it is.
The feel, eh?
Yes.
I'll be honest with you, I would be intrigued to see that watch. I love the design of it. I love the look of it. I love the dial. It's not a dress watch. I'm not my thing, but it's quite beautiful. And I told you that when I saw the design first time.
You did.
And movement is obviously just matching the dial. Beautiful, beautiful. So Archie, maybe time to thank certain people that kept us going tonight.
Guys, I want to say it's been a good show. It's actually, Rancher, I really enjoyed having you on. Bear Clooney, I enjoyed having you on. Mark, it was great to have you. And of course, Snake the Snake, we always thank you for your support there.
Thank you. I really enjoyed talking to Mark, and I really enjoyed talking to Bear. And of course, it's always a joy to talk to Mike the Snake.
So let's go through some of the list of contributors. We had Thomas Burdett, Jean-Claude Beaver, Thomas Burdett, SD43, Juco Ted, Van Lux, Phoenician Cedar, Kelsowitz. We had Thomas Burnett, CB, DP, CB, Thomas Burnett, CB, Basil's Beazles, CB, Thomas Burdett, CB. We had Thomas Burdett, CB, The Mask, CB. Ali Reza came on. Oh, we had Ali on the stream too. Thank you for coming, Ali. That was great to talk to you. ABC,
always great, yeah.
Spinnaker, CB, Birbinghard, Bondage and Discipline, Pavel, CB, Tiktology, CB, Liminal. We had SR Bell 67, Thomas Burnett, SR Bell 67, SR Bell 67, Real World, Curly, Toyota Mo, Neo, CB, Yankee Doodle, Bondage and Discipline, Tiktology, Yankee Doodle, Savrang. I like the Volvo 144, by the way. I love my Volvos. I love a Volvos and Volvos. That's what I like. Fern J75, Pavel, Ali Reza, Thomas G. It was a great show. Okay, guys, we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's topic is Breitling. We'll be back tomorrow. See you later, and thank you so much. Thanks, guys.